There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the right place. How's it going, guys? How's it going? Told you I'd be back, and here I am. Yep. And I got this unmuted. Mute that. Sorry about that. Let me do some setup here. So yeah, had to go back to work. Yeah, as you guys saw, if you were watching that daytime stream. So I was hoping that was going to be a longer thing, but then, you know, animation notes came in, so I had to bounce off and go do some paid work, because paid work always wins, right? But, sorry, just trying to do some tweaking here. But yeah, plowed through it. Good news, that all turned out fine. Hidden Nano, hey, how's it going, man? Welcome back, how's it going? Let's see, just trying to get some stuff set up here. Do it that way. Sorry about that. Thought I was all set up, but had a couple things going on. There he goes. How's it going, man? Welcome. So I was just catching up. I had to sneak away from the daytime broadcast. I got 1 hour in, and then I had to go back do some animation work. Finished it up around, what was that, like 4 o'clock or so, right? Before I handed in the last thing and got a sign off on it. So that was good, you know. Nothing too pressing. Got everything knocked out. So, what's going on, Hidden Nano? How you doing, man? TGIF. Hope you're having a good night, wherever you are. Things are good here. I'm going to pick up pretty much where I left off. I have to sort of like give myself a little bit of a reminder of what I was working on before I bailed. But, so yeah, if you remember, if you guys were here, what I was working on was trying to improve the AI, specifically in terms of villager management. And we had some success with that. If you remember, the guys were actually getting sent out, so that's a good start. But what I want to do, at least to start off with, is I'm going to change this, because if you saw it, what happened is that it was like immediately sending out the villager. Excuse me, and then sending out the second one right behind him. And that is not a humanistic kind of thing. That's something the robot does. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and come back in here. Let's see. Yeah, so 1.5 seconds. So let's see if we get a change with that. What I want to see is just a separation, because, you know, you press that button to choose how many villagers you send out, and, you know, if you're a human, there's going to be a little bit of a space in between there. So let's try this again. Let's see. And then I need to adjust that. I changed the setting so it won't actually overreact if I have a few buildings knocked out, which is good. So there it goes. Alright, that's 3, and then, oh yeah, there it goes. Okay, so but it's sent out. Oh, I know. Okay. That's interesting. It's still sending out both at the same time. So, let's see. That's strange. It seems like the wait for seconds should be stalling it. Let's see. So it checks it. Debug total. Okay. Let me check it this way. I'm gonna look at this. I'm gonna take it off of full screen. I'm gonna check to see when the messages pop up and see if they're. Oh, you know what? I can do it this way too. I'll be slick. Do a timestamp. Do a time. And we'll see if we can get this checked out better. Alright. So clear that out. And we'll knock out some buildings here. Like so. Like so. Oops. Total builders 0. That's weird. It went from 0 to like 2. Alright, so that's still not working correctly. I'm doing great, but of a stream delay on my side, but I think I'm going to be coming back frequently to ask questions on your game. Okay, yeah, do that, and come back and let me know. Make sure it's not on my side. If it is, I'll do some kind of shutdown and reset or something maybe. But yeah, come on back and ask whatever you want, man. I am an open book. Anything you want to ask, for sure. I will do my best to answer. So, yep, I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. Okay. So, time. Total builders. Like that. And we'll paste that value. Alright, what's really freaky is that it only seemed to execute this command once, which is what it should do, but then 2 villagers came out like the total blue builders got iterated more than once, which is not right. So, let me check that. Okay, let's take another look here. Aim. Destroy. There's one. Oh, shoot. There's 2. There's 3. There it goes. Total builders 1. But then 2 went out. What the heck? Why would 2 go out? Huh. That's a mystery. So it's... He set it to 1, but then 2 actually took off. And they like attached to the hip or something? That makes no sense. It was already... Alright, just for simplicity's sake, I'm going to grab this and throw this up here just so I can test it faster. So just after I hit the first building, I'm going to go ahead and fire this off. Nine buildings active. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, sorry, just checking on other stuff there. Okay, so one shot. Let's see, down here, total blue builders. All right. Yield. All right, total blue builders. Let's figure this out. Alright, so now all I have to do is hit one building, and he'll start sending out, hopefully, a villager. once it detects it. No. Oh, it's less than 9, isn't it? So I gotta hit 2. Okay. That was unexpected. Alright, so total blue builders, it did get bumped up to 2 for some reason, even though this only executed once. Alright, so who else added? Okay, I gotta track this down. Now I'm getting annoyed. So it looks like I got some code somewhere that's incorrectly incrementing that up. Select demo game. Nope, that's fine. I'm not playing a demo game. Code blue text. Yeah. Builders, that's correct. 0. 2, that's remarked out, so he's not the guilty party. Excuse me. Oh, is this the... No, that's Start Tutorial. It's not tutorial. Fletcher King! Welcome back, buddy. Why not right-click and do Find All References instead of searching it as a string? Let's see. Alright, so instead of doing the Control-Alt-F, right? Instead of doing it that way... Hi, by the way. Right-click and do a... okay, let me get one as an example here. Right-click and Find All References. Good to know. Alright, that one's new on me. That's nice. I like that. That's so much prettier than what I was doing, isn't it? Cool. All right. I'm not clueless. Yeah, I am. Okay. All right. Now the only catch though is that it throws up a bunch of stuff I don't want, right? So what I like is, can I do it this way? Can I highlight this whole section and say Find All References? No. Okay, it just grabs the total blue builders. So that is one thing that, because I want not all the blue builders, I just want the blue builders equals. So in this case, the search text is kind of the superior thing for me. But I'm definitely remembering that for references in general, for sure. But yeah, what I was trying to find out was who. So you just want to find where it is being assigned. What it is I want to find out who's bumping it, right? So what should happen is right here. What should happen is the fact that once it hits a certain threshold, it will add one blue builder to it, right? And then it's going to hang for a moment, right? In a range of 1 and 1.5 seconds, and then it'll kick it off again and add a second if that's the allotment, right? In this case, 2 is the allotment. But for whatever reason, so that's in my code here, right? This is in the log, is doing it correctly, right? This is where it instigates the first guy, sends him out. But then it fires off and gets to a second builder. And I don't know how this 1 is getting incremented from 1 up to 2, and that's what I was trying to track down. So if it's not that, then it must be a ++. So let me check out, because I thought I had that knocked down. Update blue builders. Oh, there it is. If it's greater than 4. So I think that's it, because I'm doing this incorrectly. I'm telling it. Oh, right there. That's my fault right there. So I'm doing this, but I don't need to increment it because the update blue builders does that for me. All right, I did mention it's been like over a year since I've dug through this code, so that's my excuse for not remembering. If it's greater than, then that's cool. Yeah, so that was it. That was the trick. So now, Blow the Stone Dev. Welcome, man. Welcome, welcome. How's it going? Hey, look at that. Gave me a cheer. Look at that, man. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Thanks, man. Very cool. Wow, now I feel guilty for disrupting your your stream last night. Or trying to. How's it going, man? You doing all right? I just saw that. 104%. Yeah. Yes, I don't give it my all. I give it 104%. I'm gonna have to get a t-shirt that just says that, you know. That's just gonna be like the perfect inside joke from this point on. Cool. Okay, so that should actually fix that, and I'm so confident that I'm gonna go back to this garbage down in here. Oops. Where is he? There he goes. And remark this out because I know I'm guaranteed that this is fixed, since I know why it was iterating twice. So we'll kill that. Let's see. And you know what? I'm gonna drop this to 2 seconds. So it's updating and checking the status of all the buildings. Originally it's gonna do 5 seconds. I do 4, but I just want to be kind of humanistic. And you know what? I could do a range. Random range. And we'll say as fast as, we'll say as fast as 1 second. And as slow as 2.5 seconds. There. So that way it's going to check the status of its own buildings. And it's going to do it, you know, pretty consistently. But, you know, fluctuating. So that way it's you know, if you're focused on firing, you may not be paying attention to when your buildings get hit, you know. Okay, so then I'm going to take out this 9, since I don't need him. I'll come back to this later. Excuse me. All right, but 7 is our first test. And then second and a half. So I'm going to drop this back now. So this value right here determines how frequently or how fast it toggles the number of villagers that are getting sent out, right? So a human would be like 1, 2, right? So now that I know this wasn't the culprit, I'll say it's between a half second and a second. So we'll try that. All right. Come on. There he goes. 104% t-shirt would be perfect. Yeah. Very inside. But yeah, Scary Robot Games offering 104%. Which I kind of did there for, you know, for a brief moment. All right, let's get this done. Oh, missing does not help. There's one. All right, got to take out 3 buildings, and then what is with the fog bank? It keeps doing the fog bank today. Before it was like it wouldn't give me fog, and it was just giving me stop signs. Now it's all fog today. So do one more here. There it goes. That was still like back to back, wasn't it? That's still faster than I want it to be. So I'm going to say 1 second to 2.5 seconds. Okay. What I'm just looking for is not a definitive every time, but a slight range in how fast the AI is selecting how many villagers go out. I hope that makes sense. All right. I don't want to see them all instantly go out, because no human's going to be able to hit that button 4 times in a fraction of a second. There's 1. I'll go for this close guy. There's 2. And we'll take out the tower. The tower, Rapunzel. There they go. There's nice. There it is. I don't know if you guys picked up on that, but Wizard went out first, and then the little soldier guy, the little warrior guy, went out after him. But there was a brief pause there, so that's what I was hoping for. That's good. All right, And then the next thing will be deciding how many would go out. And then that's going to come later. Once I get a pattern established for all the buildings, then I'm going to start dropping in a scaling based on the skill of the AI that matches the player. But first things first. Let's see. Yeah. So like at this point, I could see him coming back and revising it now that he's got more buildings missing. Then he's going to send out more villagers maybe in a last desperate attempt to catch up. Or maybe he does a thing where he hunkers down and brings them all back in. But actually that'd be kind of foolish, I guess, because he's not going to catch up. That's the stuff I got to think through here. See me. You know, I know how I would play, but I want to make it more general, you know, to be in a playstyle that everyone might play. So, all right. So that's looking good. Yeah, so the code wasn't that bad. I got this all dialed in that 1 hour lunchtime blitzkrieg. And, which actually is more like 45 minutes because I started getting client notes on the animation stuff. And that kind of got me distracted. But, yeah, now I'm back at it. Okay. So. Now, I guess what I need to determine now is, rather than have a bunch of if-thens spread out over each one of these, I think what this should do is, so this switch is looking at how many buildings the AI has left, right? And then based on that, it's going to determine if it should send them out. So let's see. So let's do a what do we call it? Public update villager selection AI update update AIs. That's, oh, I'll never forget. I'll never remember that. I always try and do like the capital and lowercase. So I'm trying to come up with a decent name. I mean, this is just totally anal at this point. How about update villager selection for AI? There it is. Bingo. That's the winner. There. My little formula sticks. Why are you complaining? Wait, what? What method must have return? Oh, sorry. I don't need the public. I need a void there. Okay. So. Total builders. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't do it that way. I shouldn't have it instantly snap. Because if he's at 2, I don't want it to go from 2 to 0. So, I'll do what I was doing here. While total builders is greater than 0. Update builders. And then we'll do this little trick. Good. So if he repairs all his buildings, they should by default return to the building, but I'll go ahead and send a command so it cycles through them to tell them to come back home. All right. Let's see. All right, so that's good. And I think I'm going to leave that for 9 as well. Because unless you're like a really bad player, then maybe give you a slight chance of doing that. All right. Yeah. So if you have one building knocked down, then go do it. 8, 7. Alright, now that I'm looking at this, I'll take this code and I'm going to throw it back down here. Okay, so I guess if it's anything less than 10, I should do a check. So, Alright, I may rethink this, but I think what I'm going to do is change this back to an if then. Because there's only going to be two cases, two instances. Either 10, where you're going to not even bother checking an update. You're just automatically going to bring them on home. Otherwise, there's possibilities that you might send out villagers if you have any buildings damaged. So, if that's the case, do that. Else, update. Alright, that's where we're going to go. Let's see. Oh, let's see. If buildings equals 10, then bring everybody home. That's what we want, right there. Okay. Yep, I got one too many of the brackets there. That should clean it up. Alright, let me remark this stuff out for the moment. I'll come back and revisit here shortly. Okay. Okay. So that's good, that's good. So if we have 10, just bring them home. If we have less than 10, then go do a check. And we only do that once while the value stays the same in terms of the number of buildings damaged. I'm still alive, aren't I? Let me take that back out. Alright. So then we got to deal with this beast. And in this case, I think we will do that switch. But we're going to do it based on skill. So I need to figure out how smart the AI should be. Alright. Just got to think this one out loud, guys. Let's see. So the AI... You know what? Okay, I'm going to do what I was doing at lunch. I'm just going to bypass that for the moment and just do a first pass on this. And we'll just say that the AI is as smart as it can be. So this will be the most intelligent version. So I need to come up with a value here. And let's see. We'll say crypto player press. Or can I just pull it off of the level? Yeah, so that's going to be, let's see. I don't want player level. I want to, let's see if it's, Think. Yeah, I will actually borrow the player level value. So that way it just, the bot will match the player's skill set directly. Alright, I had a breakdown above. No, I thought I had that. Oh, wait. There it is. Alright. So, these. So I have 0, 1, 2, and then 3. All right. Yeah, so I broke it into 4 groups in terms of the player skill set. So case, I'll call it 3, even though that's going to be default. Value 0 to 4. All right. I woke up in time. Yes. Woke up. What, you taking like a nap? Well, let's see. What are you at? You're like 11:30 now? What was that, nap time or something like that? Or do you just have some strange sleep times? Oh, I guess you were talking about the fact that you were having some difficulty waking up in the middle of the night, right? Welcome, by the way. Welcome, welcome. Sledgy, how's it going? So if it was a nap, I hope it was a good nap. Alright. So yeah, I'm picking up where I left off at lunchtime. My girlfriend sent me a vid and I fell asleep on her. Oops. That will not earn you brownie points. Not a bit. Oh, man. Yeah. Let's see. So, oh yeah, by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, if you look down below, one of those where's Waldo kind of things. It turned out all right. Oh, good. Okay. Good. Happy innings. I'm glad it turned out okay. But if you look below, I've sort of, yes, I know I'm incredibly late to the party, but since I picked up Hulu on that sale, I've now gotten into watching Rick and Morty. So if you look at my little avatar down there, let's see if I can throw a bomb my way. Oops. I totally missed that, didn't I? Oh, come on. Why are you acting up here? There it goes. No, those not blocks. I wanted bombs. You doofus. Q. There it goes. Wow, that was way too hard. Okay. Yeah, there I go. And I just flew off behind. So, yeah, so I grabbed a Rick and Morty art set. So if you want to, like, become a Rick and Morty character, you can do that right now with doing the, what is it? I think it's just Avatar, right? There he goes. So yeah, if you want to become a Rick and Morty character right now, just do ! Avatar and then choose whom you want to be. I think you guys can do that. I think I have it configured that you guys can just wreak havoc. I was in a kind of Morty mood, so I went that route. But yeah, go to town. And yeah, actually, I want you guys to try it out. I want to see if it actually works for you. It should, but I want to see if it does. So you can get all Rick and Mortified, or be Beth, original, or Jerry. Your choice. Or even Summer. Summer's in there too. Okay. So, now we're saying that we are really good. So, now we're going to say switch. So this would be good. I'll have 4 different sets of AI to determine what the AI's villager management should be. And then the 4 divisions based on the individual skill sets. So let's see, total blue builders. Case 10. Then we go back to what I was doing before. Which shouldn't really happen. But just in case it does, I'll drop this in like so. Right, because in theory, we should never kick this off if it is 10. Alright, why are you not happy now? This block is not. Can I not do a... What is it not like? Switch inside a switch? Or... That's good. Case 3. Oh. Can you not do a switch inside a switch? Does it just hate that or what? I thought I'd get away with that, but maybe I can't. There it goes. I see a summer floating around there. Nice. Alright, I guess that's the case. Terrible play on words there, but... Alright, in that case, then I guess I have to just do an if then else. If... switches inside of switches? Yeah, I didn't think it'd be a big deal, but it looks like it does not like that. Or am I just missing something? But yeah, it was throwing up errors like... I mean, what was it? I just glanced over it, but let's see what it says again here. The body of game update cannot be an iterator block because void is not an iterator interface type. Yeah, yeah, I have no idea what they even was trying to tell me, but I know that if I just knock that out, then it's happy again. Okay. Excuse me. Alright, so then we say if... I only have 4 of these. So player level is equal to 0, and we'll do such and such. Else... that way. So it's 1, 2, and then finally just a final else. Player level obviously equals 3. That is a tough player. Correct my formatting here. And we're good. Yes? Wait for it. Else? What? Oh, I just forgot. Okay. And now he's happy. Much better. Alright, so this is what I want to play with right here. So we will throw a switch in this one. So that's interesting. I guess I've never tried that before. Alright, no, I am wrong. Something else is going on here. What, you can't do a while inside a switch? That can't be right. Alright, there's something else afoot here. Paper Fan Games, how's it going, man? Welcome. TGIF, what's up? It's a Friday night. I'm coding. Things are good. You know, banged out a almost a full day worth of animation, made the client happy. Back making the game. Struggling with code. Yeah. One of these days I'll learn how to code properly. I'm drinking soft drinks, man. I swear, I'm just drinking soft drinks. Okay. So, why? All right. So, what's up with that? You can't do a while statement inside a switch? Is that what it's telling me? Because I thought I did that above. Super chill night. Nice. Yeah. So wait, so the video that your girlfriend sent you, was that like a video of your girlfriend, or was that like a video, like a movie that she wanted to show you that you just kind of crashed on? I'm just not sure which that was. Not that it matters, but I think if it's like a movie, then it's a better excuse than, you know, a video of her or something. I know if my wife showed me a video of her doing, like, she does like kung fu stuff, and I fell asleep on that, yeah, that would not end well for me. That would definitely not end well for me. Alright. Hey! Hidden Nano just subscribe. Subscribe! Wow, thanks! Hidden Nano, thank you so much, buddy. It was 11-minute video about StarCraft, and I don't know much about it. Yeah, Hidden Nano, thank you so much, man. I do appreciate that. Very cool. Thanks, man. So cool. Yeah, I'm not an RTS player at all. So, to be honest, I would have the same problem. I would have, you know, StarCraft would have the same effect on me. It'd be kind of like, wait, so when you get to take over the little tanks and, like, start fighting them, you know, can I beat the little guys? No, I just get to click on them? Ooh, yeah, I'm going to have a hard time playing this game. This is the kind of content I look for on Twitch, so anything to help. That does, man. Thank you so much. That really is. Thank you, man. Well, and I appreciate you coming and hanging out. Trying to get myself straight here. So I'm just trying to figure out. You guys can correct me on this, but can you not do a Oh, of course. I'm trying to do a while loop, but it's not in a enumerator. That's my mistake. So I was actually fine with what I was doing before down here, but I just need to make that an enumerator. All right. Excuse me. That was my fault. So let's switch this back out to an enumerator. All right. And then this guy, we're going to turn this into a start coroutine. Now we're good. So I can do a switch and a switch, but I got to do a while loop in an enumerator, and you should be good now. Okay. So then now let's do yield. Now it's going to be happy and all that goes away. Good. All right, so I can actually switch this back out, can I? I'm going to nuke this and go back to my original attempt. And then remark this, bring this back to life, and boom, voila. Check it out. We're back in action. Yeah. But yeah, thanks again, man. Hidden Nano, thank you so much, buddy. She used to be the second best StarCraft player in Sweden, which is like super cool, but a bit over my head. Yeah, still super lovely hearing her talk about it and stuff. Yeah, this was like a million years ago when I was working at Digital Domain, which, oh no, this is my Zoic t-shirt. I was going to show you my Digital Domain t-shirt, but this is Zoic Studios, who, that's when I was doing the animation work for today. Zoic, I go back with them for, 15 years now? I think I've been doing animation for them. But no, I was at Digital Domain, and a couple of my cubicle buddies, they were bringing their laptops during downtime and playing StarCraft, right? And they were just going nuts, right? And they were like showing me, it's like, don't you want to play this? And I'm kind of going, no. No. I mean, show me how to control with the joystick and, start blowing stuff up. Yeah, well, I mean, Valley Village, I think, is a perfect example of that, It is sort of like, it looks like, everyone sees it and they go, oh, it's a tower defense game. Yeah, no, tower defense game with action, okay? So, if I'm not blowing stuff up, if I'm not controlling stuff, right, then it ain't my game. I did not make it. Yeah. But that's cool, man. Second best StarCraft player in Sweden. That's crazy. Jeez. I don't know if I've been second best in anything. I'm trying to remember. Let's see. I was second best, for my parents. They always consider me second best. I was always their second favorite, which is not good because I'm an only child. Not good. If only that weren't true. Okay. So this is good. This is fine, so we can get away with this. So if he's 10, then we're going to bring them all back. So, and then case 9. And then we'll only do this potentially. Break. Let's see. If we're down 1 and we're skill 3, I don't think we're ever gonna send anyone out. Do I want to bring them back? I might do that. So if for case 9, and we'll say, all right, we'll do this. If total blue builders is greater than 0, then we'll say let's see. Can I do this? Is this legit? If I say random range, we'll say 0 to 10, and I'll put that in a range. Is less than, it's greater than, less than, let's say 8, then bring everyone home. Do this. Bring them home. Try that. Hey, bro. Do you play any games? Do I play games? Oh, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Unfortunately, lately, because I've been like so buried in the whole game dev stuff, I kind of only get to play mobile since I'm doing it like when I'm just making a sandwich or something like that. But on the PC side, yeah, I'm much more of a shooter fighter kind of thing. The last game I played like crazy, which funny story. So one of the marketing representatives from Epic came out to the Las Vegas chapter of the IGDA this last week, and he was going through his resume, and one of the things he put up there was my favorite game of the last several years, and that was the video game Mad Max. That game is insane. Made by the same guys that did the Just Cause games, Avalanche. And I started playing that one. And at first, I was kind of frustrated by it. But then once I kind of got in the rhythm of how the game played, I was hooked, man. And, I mean, true story, normally when I play PC games, or games in general, I'm not a big side mission kind of guy. I pretty much just burn through the main storyline and boom, I'm out, moving on to the next one, just because I have finite amount of time. But Mad Max is the first game that I can think of in years that I finished the main storyline, but kept playing just because I wanted to just crush any guys that I found in their little camps and stuff. But, so for me, yeah, Mad Max is the most enjoyable game, with a couple of minor little quirks that annoy me, but I mean, super minor. And I told the guy that. I was just like, that one for me was just a blast of a game. But, how about you guys? I mean, Silgy, I obviously not the biggest StarCraft fan, but what kind of games do you guys like to play? Give me some ideas. Before that, I was playing the Uncharted series. Yes, I am that far behind. I did finish Uncharted 1, and then as I think it's Neo Tokyo that was bugging me about, I used to play a lot of Warframe, Doom. Oh, Doom, love Doom. Yep. I haven't played the latest one. But, yeah, played that one when the original shareware version came out, and I was doing, like, all the Doom WADs, and I was changing it out, so, like, I had, like, the Alien Doom WAD, so you could, play with the aliens. Oh, that was great times. I have not played Warframe yet. Excuse me. Warframe is predominantly online multiplayer, isn't it? Which, I mean, I think I'm referenced before, I'm much more of a single-player kind of guy, since I'm just, like, I don't know. I'm so far behind in most of these games that I feel like as soon as I get on, I'm just going to get completely destroyed by any and everyone, Kind of like that really slow kid in Dodgeball that everyone aims for as soon as the coach blows the whistle, right? Five of those dodgeballs go straight at that one kid. Yeah, that's me, man. That's me. On some of those multiplayer games, I feel like I am a bullet sponge or something. I'm just like, I play solo too, but there are multiplayer as well, but it's all co-op. Oh, really? Uh-oh. That's interesting. I might have to look at that. The Warframe is online only, I believe. Even if you do it solo, you still have to be connected. Yeah, so I don't mind being connected, but it's just the getting destroyed. But if it's co-op, uh-oh. That's not a good sign. I might actually have to check out Warframe when I get back to playing games again. Yeah, I have a bunch of friends that talk about it all the time, and I'm way behind. I really want to play Red Dead Revolver as well. Man, that is just a beautiful looking game. Absolutely beautiful looking game. Let's see. Grab this guy. So what else? I mean, since I am doing mobile games, I tend to try and play more of the mobile games. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. Yeah, like that wouldn't be a time sink for me. I would so lose myself in that game, man. I would so lose myself. Like the GTA games. Oh man, yeah. When I had my what was my old PSP, right? And I played what was it? GTA Liberty Stories, which I love those because it was the 80s kind of thing. And I'm a kid of the 80s, man. I grew up in the 80s. So Vice City and then the PSP GTA Liberty Stories, I love those, man. I can always go back to those. Excuse me. Indie games. Heat Signature is fantastic, and so is Dead Cells. Dead Cells I've heard of. Heat Signature I haven't heard of. I have to check that out. I never thought Unity could do so much. My experience with making games was always from scratch. It was all custom. And really? Oh, that's crazy. But it took a lot longer to make little progress. Oh, I'm sure, man. I mean, total kudos to you for even trying to tackle that, doing it from scratch. I mean, I've toyed with it over the years. You know, I played with it, like 15 years ago, I toyed with Blitz Basic, right? You know, but I've never thought about, you know, but I mean, I'm not really, I'm much more artist than coder, so I would never even try and consider the idea of rolling my own. But man, that's brave. But yeah, I think there's a good argument that I was watching Pocket Watch. I was watching Andy Schatz stream, and his I think Jay, is his partner in crime that's doing a lot of the heavy lifting on the coding. And those madmen, they're actually writing their own game engine, right? Jay was working on I think like a tracer debugger today. And I was just like, that's insane. I mean, I'm really shocked. I mean, it's cool, but to me that seems like a really hard argument this day and age when you have, you know, so many game engine choices now, right? To want to do your own. I tried a 3D engine in C++ with OpenGL. I learned a ton from it, but would have taken forever to do little. Heatsig is so cool and lets you pull off some super cool creative heists in space. Uh-oh, sci-fi. All right. You just hit my magic trigger word right there. Heatsig. All right, I got to bring that up now. Images. Let's take a look. Nice. Okay. Gameplay trailer. And that's on Steam, yes. Let me come back here. Heat Signature. Yeah. So this is one you're talking about? Yes. A game from the developers of Gunpoint. Oh, wow. Yeah, I played Gunpoint. That game pretty much owned me, too. That one was a ton of thinking. An older indie game. I like FTL. I played FTL a bit. Another one. The trailer's great. Yeah. I mean, I can see the... oh, wow. Yeah, I can see the parallels between this and Gunpoint as well. But that's brilliant. Okay. I'm going to put that to the side and check that out later. Yeah, I own FTL. I played that too. And I liked it, but boy, that is a challenging game, isn't it? I mean, to me, FTL is not one of those hand-holding, let's get you started kind of games. FTL is a, you know, welcome to the party, pal, with a couple of punches right to the face, you know? I mean, I liked it. It's incredibly clean, incredibly challenging, but, I mean, well, super challenging. But definitely a fun one as well. I have a 10% win rate. 10%. Wow. You know, I'm laughing, but I'm trust me, I'm nowhere near that anyways. So, extremely, they throw you right into it, right? Yeah. You know, it's like, you know, hey, you know, do piranhas really attack people? I don't know. Let's find out. Here, throw them in there. That's what it felt like. 4 years ago, my friend promised me a cookie if I could beat it on normal, and I'm still trying to get it. Similar difficulty to The Binding of Isaac, but I think Isaac has a less steep learning curve. Yeah, I think Isaac is a little more... I won't say... Well, I would say a little more forgiving, you know, but, I mean, there's a little more arcade element in there, too. So, I mean, for me, you know, once again, you know, I don't hate to be repetitive here, but, yeah, I'm much more of the, you know, arcade controls. Cookie might not be good anymore. I don't know, it depends, you know, if it's one of those ones that comes out of, like, you know, one of those Oreos. I think those things will pretty much last through a couple of nuclear winters. Okay. So, all right. So, if the AI is back up to total builders of 0, if he has builders out and they got 9 buildings active, then I'm going to say at least 80% of the time, bring them home. I think that'll work. Nuclear winners, yeah. It was going to be from the cafeteria at our old high school, but seeing as neither of us go there anymore, oh man. Ooh, yeah, that's not a reward, that's a punishment. I mean, if your high school food was anything like my high school food, oh man, I would not wish that on anyone, unless I really didn't like them. In that case, here, have a high school cookie. Let's see if... Alright, so let's see. If he's greater than that, think about sending him home. Otherwise, just do nothing. Yep, I think that'll work. Alright. So this is, once again, this is going to be the AI for the best player. So he's going to be, he or she is going to be pretty sharp and very conservative on sending out villagers. 8. So in this case, I'm going to, let's see if he has 8. I'm going to send this down to... like 70% of the time. So 70% of the time, if he gets 8 buildings back in place, then he'll just say, screw it, bring the guys back home. I love how many biblical references were made within the Binding of Isaac too. Not much of a religious person, but I love the accuracy. Yeah. Yeah. He's an interesting dude. I mean, I'm sure all you guys have seen like Indy the movie and all those kind of things, right? I mean, I'm astounded, and you guys can tell me this. One of the things that like Fez and all those guys that are so famous for the game development, right? They have this insane level of social interaction, right? They're completely on the usual things. I'm sure they're on Discord. You know, they got the Twitter feed just blowing up like crazy, right? And I mean, these guys are so good at being social. And the one question I have is, when do they actually have time to code these games, right? I don't know if they literally never sleep. They're up 24/7, or if they have, I don't know, they have some bot program that does all their messaging, their social messaging for them. I mean, I don't think they're successful enough, at least originally, to have interns doing their social media management for them, but I never understand how to pull that off. I'm terrible. My social media stuff is really bad. You look at my Discord and like all the servers that I'm friends with on Discord, and everyone else has all this activity, and mine, once again, just total crickets. So, I don't know. You guys can enlighten me on that. See if you got any insight. They probably just include it in the game making process. They have Twitter and Discord open, and it's pretty easy to just go and type a 140 character or entering a Discord message. For most, yeah, but I'm a product of a public education in the Deep South, so for me, it would take more time. I could get the first 15, 20 characters up pretty quickly, but after that, man, I'm gonna lose the rest of the day, I think. All right. So starting with 7, even with 7, I think what I'll do is I'll leave that, right? So if he has 7 buildings intact, I think that's still fine. And I'll lower this to a 60% of the time. Bring them all back. I understand, but you're doing it in a way, you're working on the game and responding to chat now, too. Right. But no typing, right? No typing messages, so I just get to, like, talk off the top of my head, with my gooder English. Yeah. But, yeah, I see now. Yeah, click. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd everybody go? You guys coming back? Oh, all right. So I think when we reach 6, then we can start looking at sending out some guys if necessary. So then, in this case, we're going to turn this off. We're going to kill that. I haven't been on stream too long. Well, explain to me. What problem are you trying to solve now? Oh, in the coding stuff? If you're talking about what I'm doing in my code, I'd be happy to explain. Let me kill that. Wait. Yeah, I don't need him. So what this is doing right here, let me save. Oops. Oop, wrong place, wrong time. Save that and make sure I didn't break anything over here. And if we don't error out, I'll give you a quick demonstration. Excuse me. Alright, so I have AI, right, that will play you in a one-player match, or, God forbid, if you go on an online game and there's no humans available to play, then the AI will step in. So hopefully there's enough user base that you don't face that. But in a one-player game, so the AI, I have him conditioned to go after buildings, right? Now, you can send out villagers to repair buildings. I don't know if you picked up on that before, right? So he hit mine, and I can send out, if I want, I can send out all 4. Although he's not hitting my buildings. Come on, buddy, take out a building. There it goes. So I can send out all 4 villagers, right? Now, the catch is I have 1 shot already loaded, but now that I fire, you can see my reload meter is at 0, right? Which is just terrible. So what I had originally for the AI, let me bring these guys back, otherwise I'm never going to be able to reload and fire. So for the AI, I had it just sort of set at across the board 2. So when any building ever got hit, the AI would automatically send out 2 villagers, right? So, I mean, it would work, but it wasn't really effective. It's a terrible, terrible strategy, right? If you're playing the game and you only have 1 building hit and you're in the lead, why would you lose? Oh, because when you send out villagers, that means half your guys are left on your catapult, which means that you fire twice as slow because it takes them twice as long to reload the catapult. So the task I'm working on now is to try and improve, or not even improve, but to create some AI intelligence, AI improvements, so that he can better manage the villagers and send them out when necessary. So he's not doing it now. So that's the code I'm working on now. So here's my approach. Let's see. Debug log. Let me throw a debug in so I know when this thing is actually going to kick off. Now, there it goes. I understand. And actually, smart AI. Yeah. Just so it'll match, right? And then, so what I'm trying to work out now is the math on a combination of how many buildings need to be destroyed before he's willing to start throwing villagers out there, and base that not only just how many buildings he's lost, but how many buildings the opponent's lost. Because even if he's lost, like 5 buildings, but if the opponent if the player has lost like 8 or 9 buildings, then you're still winning. So there's no reason to send out guys, and sacrifice your shooting if you're on a roll, right? And so I have a skill level of 0 to 4, right? A 0 would be a beginner, and then it's divvied up into 4 categories. Actually, it's 0 to 3. So, and a 3 would be like a super good player, right? So this, what I'm working on here, this code would be like the smartest bot playing. So, are you able to split up how they're sent out? Like, send out 3 to build and 1 to keep the reloading going? Absolutely. Yeah, and what happens is that button at the bottom of the screen, it just cycles between 0 and 4, right? So if you send out all 4, if you press it one more time, it goes back to 0 and they all come back, right? So if you have 4 and if you press to 3, then 3 will go out to rebuild and 1 will stay behind on the launcher. And that's what I'm going to work on here. Is in these situations, if he has 10 buildings are active, which means that he's completely solid, right? If he has 10 buildings, that means he's had no damage, then just go ahead and bring everybody back to the launcher, right? So it's, return back to, so total blue builders is going to iterate back up to 0, right? And then 0 means that everyone returns to the launcher, right? If he's got 9, right? Then, excuse me, then he can either leave what he's got, right? So if there's like, if he has a couple of builders out, you know what? I can think about this. Even this, I wouldn't mind making it more granular. So what I have here is if he has any builders out, 80% of the time he's going to bring them right back to the launcher. But you know, I can even refine this better. If he's up to 9, let's say I'm going to turn this into a switch to total number of builders. I think I want to do it this way. So if we have no, you know what? I take it back. I won't do that. I'll say if he's greater than there. So 80% of the time he's just going to tell all of them to come back home, right? Otherwise, if right. So here's my thought process. I'm just working this out as I go along too. So I mean, this is all subject to change, but I'm just kind of thinking out loud in this whole process. So if it's greater than 2, so if he has either 3 or 4 villagers set to go like repair buildings, and he's got 9 of them repaired, then he's just wasting, right? That's kind of crazy. So I'm gonna bring some of them back, right? If not all. Then I'll say, let's see. So if we do this, we're going to bring all of them back. And if we're not going to bring all of them back, then we're going to bring at least some. So, greater than 3. Alright, so while total builders are new, let's see. I can throw this up here so I don't have to generate every stinking time. We'll say int new villager goal. New builder goal is equal to 0. Alright. So we'll come back here. Alright. So, and you can tell me if this is kind of a cumbersome process of the way I'm doing this, if there's a smarter way to pull this off, but, and there could be, but this is just kind of the only way that I can think of off the top of my head to approach it. So here's the situation. So, the status of the buildings has changed, right? Which means that we're at 9 now, which means that he either repaired one, and he went from 8 buildings to 9 buildings, or he went from 10 buildings down to 9 buildings, right? So, if that status changes, and now he has 9 buildings, which means that 1 has been destroyed, excuse me, then I'm going to check to see how many builders have been sent out, right? If none of them have been sent out, then I'm not going to send anyone out, right? So, if he ever gets hit by, and this is the good AI, if he ever gets one building hit, he's just going to never send out a villager, because that's just stupid, okay? But if there are villagers out, then 80% of the time, he's just going to say, bring everybody home, right? So, in theory, this would only happen if he had, like, 8 buildings damaged, or, excuse me, 8 buildings active, and he gets 1 rebuilt, and now he has 9 buildings, and this one will tell it 80% of the time, everybody come on home, you know? So that'll make it look like the player's going, you know what, I got enough buildings, just let's get everyone to come back to the launcher, right? And start helping me reload faster, right? So, and then 20% of the time, then we'll think about bringing some of them home. And that's where I'm at right now. Does that make sense so far? You know, and I'm not sure if this structure is the cleanest way to pull this off. I mean, as you can see, I have a few deep if-thens in here, so there could be a smarter way. Alright, so then 20% of the time, yes, I'm following so far. Cool, good. Alright, so then 20% of the time, we're going to look at bringing some of the villagers. Not all, but, you know, at least some of them. And let's see, if we got, it's greater than 1, if he's greater than 2, if it's 9, then let's see if it's, so if it's 3 or 4, then we definitely want to bring them home. All right, so we'll do this. I'm going to try and create a weighted random value here. Excuse me. All right. So let's see. We'll say, okay. So if he has 9 buildings repaired, most of the time he's going to want, like 75% of the time, he's going to want to drop that. You know, I'm going to say 80% of the time, he's going to want to drop that to just 1 villager. Right? If he only has 1 building damaged, you know, and he wants to leave someone out, I say, okay, fine. You can leave 1 villager behind. And then we'll say 15% of the time, he'll leave 2 villagers out. And then that leaves 5%. Yep, double check my math there. Don't embarrass myself. We'll leave 3 villagers. Right? So this is kind of cool. So, I mean, this just, by not hard coding this every time there's 9 buildings active, right? Not having 1 response, but having a range of responses. What I'm trying to do is, you know, have him play somewhat intelligently, but also make it not always locked in stone, right? So it feels much more like you're playing a human versus an AI. Does that make sense? All right. So let's think about this. So we'll just do a value of 100. So int villager target value equals, oh, you know what, I'm not going to do int, I'm going to do this a float so I can get a wider range. Making it less predictable so it's harder. I understand. Yeah, it's harder and just, yeah, more dynamic, you know, more human-like. That's what I'm shooting for. All right, so I guess I could actually make this an int. Why not? Because I'm going to do this 1 to 100. Random range, and we start at 0, and then we go up to 100. All right, and then we go if value is less than, or yeah, that's fine. Less than equal, less than 80, then new build goal. So the new build goal will be equal to 1 villager. Else if it's less than, let's see, what would it be, 95, right? Because that's 15% more, right? Then he'll be equal to 2. And then otherwise, in the rarest of occasions, that 5%, he'll let 3 stay out, which is just kind of foolish. I mean, even that I think is kind of nutty. It's pretty unlikely that, because as the buildings get rebuilt, you know, it's going to go through this process every time, and it's unlikely that a very skilled level AI would get 9 buildings and still have 3 villagers out repairing buildings. That's very unlikely. But I'll just leave a small 5% chance that he could leave all 3 out. Alright, and then now I just make this while, and then let's see, he's a really good player, so I'm going to reduce this delay to 1 second at most. Is not equal to this guy, then update. Okay, good. So we figure out if we want to leave 1, 2, or 3 villagers out, right? And then come with a random value, so it's weighted, right? 80% of the time, we drop it to 1 villager. 15% of the time, we'll leave it at 2, and then on the rarest occasions, he'll leave all 3 out, right? Hello.
Christmas present from Chuck.
Oh, okay, thank you. Hey, look at that. A belated Christmas gift. Very nice. Okay, so then once we get that value, then we just cycle through this and then update blue builders. That will change the values, right? It just does a +1 for each cycle. And then this is, if you remember the game with the little button where you can select that, right? So it does it once, and then it just waits for a half second to a full second before it iterates again, because this is like the human pressing the button, right? You know, so you could do it kind of fast or you could do it kind of slow. And that will cycle it through and bring it up to the proper choice. So does that make sense? Does that seem like the cleanest way to do that? I mean, as far as I know, you know, I'm sure there's some kind of mathematical formula that can make that more concise, but I mean, at least for me, that's more legible. And sort of like a formula that I can also apply to all the ones down below. Let's see. No, now that I'm thinking about it, speaking of that, this is going to get really repetitive, so I might be able to throw this out into an additional little one that takes care of this, so I don't have to do this every single time. I guess it's not that bad. So I'm going to have to do that 10, 9. Oh, it will. Actually, I got to do that for all 10. And I got to do it 4 times over. So that's what, 40. That's 40 possibilities of these things. So, you know what? I take it back. I think I do need to come up with a little function that this writes off to. I'm more familiar with Python C, but what is that yield return? Oh, gotcha. So that's a wait command. So if you use an enumerator on your function call, then you can use this, and all this does is it tells it to wait. You know, just when it reaches this point in the code, it doesn't read the code beyond it until it clears this. In this case, I'm saying yield return a new function, which is telling it to wait for seconds. So, you know, in reality, what I want is just this. Wait for 1. Oh, come on. Wait for 1 to, 1.5 seconds. Right. But, let's see. 2 minutes. You know what? I'm going to keep changing this down. Because this, once again, this is supposed to be representing a really the best of best player, right? So these pauses between cycling through the 0 to 4 should happen faster. So at most 1 second and at least half a second. Yeah, that's reasonable. Okay. You know what? I think I can do this. I think I can bust this into a repeatable function, and all I have to do is send out this value and send out these 3 values. So I can send it a vector 4. Yeah. Dude, I think that's what I'm going to do here. In that case, I may back up here in just a little bit and add this here. All right. How is the machine learning going? The machine learns. The machine knows more than me, which is not a good thing. It's doing well, man. Hawk, how you doing, buddy? How are things? What's the latest? I can't remember. I think I asked you. I don't remember if you responded. If you were going to be able to make it out to the Global Game Jam. And actually, that goes out for anyone. I don't know if anyone else is going to be doing the Global Game Jam, which starts next week. I will be participating here in Las Vegas. It's being held at the UNLV. I just made a 2D random map generator, but I don't know what to do with it. Oh, that's cool. Does it have any kind of like process where it is it just sort of like general quadrants, or is there a thought process on how to get into areas and out? You know, I mean, so it's easier to like lay the structure with ladders and that kind of stuff? Or is it more or less just open spaces connected by paths? I'm always interested in that kind of stuff, man. I love the AI stuff. I mean, it's most of this is way beyond my head, but I love playing with it for sure. So we're going to say vector 4. It's like a terrain generator. Oh, cool. Okay. Gotcha. Villager data. All right. So let's see. These 10. Let's see. So it creates mountains and dips, which then I can implement over stuff like water, trees, and ores. Oh, cool. That's pretty cool, man. Let's see. You know what? Actually, I think I'm going to back up here. You know what? I'm going to reverse myself yet again. I'll have this because it needs to split a couple times. Alright. This will make sense here in a second. Okay. Update villager selection. Sadly, I can't make it to the jam next week. My classes start, and I already have a Calc 2 quiz Friday. Jeez. Welcome back, everyone. Sit down, pull out your pencils, and take a test. Jeez. That's crazy, man. All right. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, you're obviously, just from that alone, you're a better, more dedicated student than I was in school. I was god awful, man. I can't believe they even handed me the diploma. I think they gave it to me by accident. I'm not sure if I even graduated. But yeah, okay, that's cool. Yeah, sorry you can't make it out. I'm sure you'd be a fantastic asset for anyone, you know. Not that I'm recruiting, but I was recruiting. Okay, so I think what I'll do is grab all this crap. Maybe I can graduate by accident. I think that's what happened to me too. You know, I think I did the when no one was looking. I did the Matthew Broderick thing, right? And you know, in war games, just kind of like hacked the computer. Of course, I'm so old. Back then, it wasn't computers; it's actually punch cards. So, you know, it was stone tablets. So I snuck into the office and found the right stone tablet and chiseled, you know, the X and graduate. So, and they never caught on. I'm going through that now. I hope I can graduate. Yeah, and I mean, I gotta admit, guys, I'm a little envious though, because I mean, you know, all joking aside, Hackstone tablet. Yeah. No, I mean, because you know, I when I went to college, right? I mean, the computer classes that you guys are taking now were not an option for me. Literally, that was not a choice back then. You know, so I ended up graduating with a film degree, you know, and went into film production for a bunch of years, and just finally when, you know, computers got to the point where I could jump on them, then I just jumped in with both feet. But, you know, I'm not complaining though. I mean, I had a ton of fun working in film production. and then doing all the, still doing the animation stuff, you know, even today. But, you know, I am slightly envious of you guys. No, okay, I'm envious. I'll take slightly out. I'm envious of you guys getting the proper education, you know, because, I mean, you know, at this point I'm kind of too old and stubborn to go back and take a formal class to get properly educated. So my coding is just, you know, kind of, well, rough, to put it politely. All right, let me see if it's the right guy. Yes, that's the right guy. Good. So I'm gonna bring him down here. I think I'm gonna have to make this one a numerator. I might be able to take it off the other one above. Just go back for a CS degree. No, I don't want to go to college now, because as soon as I walk in, everyone's gonna, you know, walk up to me and go, "Are you the teacher?" No. Oh man, yeah, I don't want to feel old. Enumerator, process. Call it process. I actually think your code is not half bad from what I've seen so far. Oh, thank you, man. And I've learned on my own. Well, dude, thank you so much. That's very kind. I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to try and make this a reusable code. So it's... Oh, is that... Oh, there it is. So hopefully I can make this section a lot simpler. Not at UNLV. I have a bunch of people in my classes from different age groups, and I believe the oldest person to be pursuing degree at the moment is 76 years old. Wow. Okay. I'm going to school for electrical engineering. I might switch to CS. Cool. Well, I mean, both of them are you know, great potentials for employment, of course, but really, 76. Jeez, man. Okay. I guess I could take it back. Although people walk up to him and they go, yeah, are you the dean? Oh, sweet. Look at that. I'm doing nothing and I'm winning, you know. Oh, no, excuse me. Below the Stone won it. Has won 5. Below the Stone, did you ever figure out how that hack was going? That, it was Captain BS or whatever his name was. He kept winning your slot machine, man. He was winning that thing like crazy yesterday. Uh-oh. Here it comes. Uh-oh. Yeah, it's gonna be like that. Alright, here we go. Carpet bombing time. There you go, guys. Have some more. There you go. Everyone flies. Everyone floats down here. What is that? Jump. Yeah, it makes your character jump. On the avatar down below. He makes the little guy jump. And by the way, I mentioned this too. A couple people have caught on to this. If you do this, we're just laundering money through the slots. 200 at a time. So check this out. If you type avatar, there you go. So I just downloaded, because I'm so far behind, but I'm watching Rick and Morty at lunch now on Hulu, right? And I'm up to season 3. So I downloaded the Rick and Morty little avatars. So all you have to do is type avatar, exclamation point avatar, and then choose one of those characters, and boom, you are now a Rick and Morty character. There you go. And I went with Morty. I was just feeling pretty Morty today. Feeling kind of foolish. Alright. So, in this case, I will send in the vector 4. Oops. Vector 4. Villager data. Alright. Oh man, this got all mangled, didn't it? Oops. Excuse me. Alright. So do I have that down here? I'm just not seeing it. This is greater. I almost want to give you one of my dwarves so I can be a dwarf on your stream. Yeah, okay, but it's going to cost you 104% of all your gold pieces. Yeah, so, and you can also type, as Below the Stone demonstrated, if you type bomb, it will cause you to walk around with the bomb, and then boosh, It goes boom. Don't worry, I'll pay you off the debt. Starting to sound like D&D. All right. There you go. Bombs away. All right, so I do want this one too. Let me come back up here. Let me just plow through this for a second. I'll show you what I'm thinking here. All right. Do I still have that up here? No, I nuked that. So let me grab him. Put my cheat sheet up here like so. And I'm going to take this out because this is all going away. How do you use the slot machine? I want to get addicted to gambling. You know, actually I need Below the Stone's help on that. Is Below the Stone, was that something you added to yours? Or is there something that I don't know if it's like exclamation point gambling? Because I haven't done that. I just saw you doing it on your stream. Hey mate, I missed it. Do you play any games? Oh, excuse me. Yeah. We were talking about that. So mostly mobile games, just because, you know, I'm so busy with the animation work and then the game development. Did that work? Nope. If you go to actions and slide to the next page, there's one called slot. Oh, okay, I gotta set that up then. I think slots works too. I forgot the command. Slots. Oh, there it goes. Hey, check it out. It does work. Nice. So yeah, mostly mobile games. Very arcadish. But I was just talking about the fact that the last PC game I played a while back was Mad Max. I played that like crazy. And then before that, I know I'm way behind, but Uncharted. I finally got around to playing Uncharted 1. I finished 1, and I got started on 2, but then I got back to work. So, unfortunately, you know, I don't play as much as I'd like. But in terms of my type of games, you know, I love arcade, either action or arcade puzzles, right? So, like, for me, Portal, I think, is one of the most beautiful games ever, right? You know, it's just a beautiful blend of story, action, and puzzle, right? You know, back in the day when I was using the old Amiga, you know, games like Lemmings, I lost hundreds of hours to Lemmings back in the day, I'm sure. So, you know, I love puzzle games if there's an arcade element to it, for sure. But, yeah, Clash Royale, yeah, okay, yeah. I need, yeah, have I played Half-Life? Do bees bee, do bears bear? Are you kidding? Yeah, dude, absolutely, man. I bought the orange pack, right? Only because I wanted Half-Life, you know, Day 2, the expansion, right? Not knowing that Portal was gonna, you know, just wreak havoc on my life, you know. Didn't even play Team Fortress 2, to be honest. But, yeah, what about Half-Life 3? Oh, I played Half-Life 3, beat it in like 5 minutes, man. That was such a letdown. The orange box, wow, I haven't heard that in a long time. A long time. Don't give me PTSD. Yeah, you know, I wish. I would truly love for them to just bring a resolution to Half-Life 3, you know, just bring that out. But I'm not holding out hopes because, you know, I think I may have mentioned this before, but, I mean, you know, Valve is not really known for making their own games anymore, right? I mean, most of the games they're doing now, Dota and all those kind of things, they are games made out of house that they buy and bring in and finish up, right? I'm still in the now phase of that. Yeah, I mean, you know, now I want to like bust out a gravity gun and go back to Half-Life 2, man. That was just so beautiful. Such a beautiful game. Everyone is. Looking at Half-Life 2 Synergy, it can be done co-op. Oh, really? Okay, cool. That sounds cool. Yeah, Black Mesa. Black Mesa, that little fan project, that was beautiful, man. I liked what they're doing with that. I don't know if they ever finished it, but I played like an early version of it. That was just like a sampling of it. It's a community mod. Nice. Yeah, I love those, man. Some of those just turn out so fantastic. All right, else, I'm just gonna do this for the time being. All right, I'm gonna knock this out like so. All right, where are we at? 9:30. Let's see. So, all right, so I'm gonna mark this one out, and we're gonna change this out. We say villager value X. Yeah, games cost money. Wait, as a game designer, what a conflict of interest. How about that Half-Life RTS that came out like 3 years ago? I don't remember that one. But then, like I said, I'm not a big RTS player, so I may have seen it, but just kind of glanced over it. I think there's a community mod for Half-Life 3. If you guys don't make it, we'll make it for you. Half-Life 2 is $10 and regularly goes on sale for $2.50. Just saying, it could be a good game idea. Yeah. All right, guys. I'm gonna duck out for a quick restroom break, but hang tight, and I will be right back. All right. All right, what'd I miss? Oh, how about some incoming? Here he goes. There you go, guys. Catch some bombs. And guys go flying everywhere. Look at that. Booshed. Mobile after lunch. Nice. Let's see. We loved Portal 2. Oh, I did too, man. That was so much fun. Was it Whitley? Yeah, look at that hang time. Alright. But yeah, I love talking. Yeah, I mentioned this before, but like Portal, the ringtone on my phone is the Muzak version of Still Alive, right? I love that. And not this jacket, but the other jacket I have is the, I have two. Actually, I have two. One is the sentry gun from Portal. Hello. I see you. And the other one is like the test subject on the back. So yeah, I absolutely adore Portal with a passion. So yeah, ideally those are my kind of games. Something that I enjoy the run around shoot 'em kind of games, but to be honest, like Dishonored, I had a hard time. I don't think I ever finished Dishonored. Beautiful game, but it kind of starts feeling like the same game I've played for the last, 15, 20 years, So anything that has like unique kind of play mechanic to it, definitely gets my attention much more. Once again, going back to Mad Max, right? The driving around and then going and doing the fighting, it just, and the exploration was just so much more engaging, Have you played D&D at all? Red Dead 2 is good. Yeah, that's on my list. If you're talking to me, D&D, yeah, I did. In my youth, back in the 80s, a long, long time ago. I haven't played it for decades. I have some friends locally that do D&D groups, but I have not joined in. Gary Gygax. But yeah, I haven't for ages. How about you guys? Hidden Anno, do you actually play D&D these days? I'm thrilled with the fact that something that's that old, still has a life these days. I'm thrilled when I see people that are like a fraction of my age that are, it's like, what do you do on the weekends? Oh, a group of friends and I play D&D. I don't get D&D. D&D gave us LARPing, man. Excuse me. Yeah. Absolutely. I can't wait to find the time to get to Red Dead 2, for sure. Excuse me. All right. So, if that, otherwise, we say, now I want this. Let's see. Random range. Guess I could do that up here. Let's see. Because do I need 4 values or 5 values? D&D is cool because you can slay elves. Don't be an elf hater. Come on, Below the Stone. I know we're all about the dwarves, but come on, don't be an elf hater. They're beautiful creatures. Come on, I mean, you look at Orlando Bloom and you want to have, Gimli just smite him. See, I think you don't like elves because, you look at them and you go, wow, she's beautiful. And she turns around and it's Orlando Bloom. And you go, oh, no, 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 no. So, you just have elf hate. My favorite character is an undead human bard named Sans, who plays the trumpet. Nice. Elves are pretty beautiful animals. I was waiting for the finish up and to say, and then there's good eating too, right? Excuse me. Okay, so let's go. No, actually, I don't need. Yeah, I do that. Okay. Yeah. And then we'll do this. So 100. 83. You want 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, I think I can get away with this. We all know dwarves are the best. Gimli is a tough dude. That's funny. What was it? Do you remember when you guys remember when Uwe Bolls was making all those god awful movies that were based on video games? And he did one that was what was it? It was Was it Dungeon Keeper? No, it was. I can't remember the name of it, but it was like a Lord of the Rings knockoff kind of thing, and John Rhys Davies, Jonathan Rhys Davies, who played Gimli, was in that just terrible, god awful Uwe Boll's movie, and it was funny. World of Warcraft the movie. No. The World of Warcraft the movie is brilliant compared to Uwe Boll's movies, man. Seriously, brilliant. In comparison. There's so much in games. How do you keep yourself organized? I don't. Stuff falls out. That's why you see me sometimes when I go, oh, what was that name of that movie? Name of the King. I think that's what it was. Name of the King. But, so he's interviewed, right? And this is a guy that, he was, he was Indiana Jones's right-hand man, right? And he was Gimli, and he's in this terrible movie. And then they interviewed him, and it's like, so what made you actually be in this Uwe Boll's movie? And he goes, honestly, I just put a pool in my backyard, and I needed to pay for it. Which I love that. Just pure honesty, man. Just pure honesty. In other words, yeah, I know the movie sucks. I know it's a piece of crap, but guess what? The check's cleared, and, paid for the pool. Yeah, and my game knowledge is, it goes back quite a ways, I guess, in terms of years, but, there's genres that I can't tell you crap on, for sure. There's plenty, especially the RPG stuff, right, and JRPGs, my knowledge is, like, nil. We need a Fallout 76 movie, do we? Do we really need that? Don't most people just hate it with a passion? Unless we're talking about just taking, video games that are failures and making movies into it, but, no, we don't. All right. So, let's go. All right, I just grabbed this guy. Is less than the value of village data X. This would be Y. Wait, is he declared up there? Why is it complaining about it? To use a Kanban to organize? I'll say no just because I'm not even sure what a Kanban is. Oh, gotcha. Oh, that kind of thing? No, this is embarrassing, but I'm much more low tech. I'm using Notepad. I was using Notepad, but then Z-Doctor was giving me so much grief about using Notepad that I finally upgraded to Notepad++. So this is literally the remaining items on my to-do list. If I plow through these, and if you guys don't find any more bugs, then I'm releasing the stupid game, getting it out the door. If you want to see down here, if I scroll down, here you go. So starting here, this is my completed bug list, feature list. So all these guys. This is what I've been working on all this time. There you go, and that's it. So, yeah, Notepad++ is greater than Notepad. So, yeah, I know a lot of people are using Trello. I'm thinking about doing that for the next project. Because I still want to do this broadcast kind of thing, and I think it's kind of cool having the Trello project out there for everyone to take a look at and see the progress versus me trying to do it on the stream and show you guys. So I may look at that. I'm not going to do it for this one because, once again, this is all I have to do to get this game out the door. But for the next project, I'll look at a more refined method. But no, I haven't. Kanban, is that something that you use? Paper Fan Games, Kanban, is that something that you put to use yourself? Let's see, you can also use GitHub. Yeah. Yeah, you do? Okay. I'll take a look at that as well. Anything you can have a card wall and drag and drop tasks. Fair enough. you know, I mean, I don't know about you, if you're from to do in progress. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're like me, if you're like a lone developer, or if you have. I mean, the fact that I even have a to-do list this time is an improvement over some of my previous ones, where I would just kind of like write it down on a sheet of paper and lose the paper. So, excuse me, believe it or not, Notepad is actually a step up. But yeah, I'll look into doing something a little more sophisticated next go around for sure. Can I use find a local parameter? So I might. What the heck? Am I declaring that? Or is it? Oh, because it's down here. Is this why you're upset? If I knock that out, you're gonna be happy now? Yeah, that's it. Okay, that's fine. So if he's that way, then we'll say like that. Else. Our last project, we over-organized. Really? We are 2 people. Oh, you're cheating. You're using 2 people. Good on you. So we are trying to use less. As indie developers, you have to be able to move around and pivot fast. That's our competitive advantage. Oh, that's cool. No, that's totally cool. Yeah, because I've done that before, where I've gone down a path on a game that I sort of got the suspicion was not going to work, but I was far enough down that it was too late to pivot, to change the scope and make it a different game. Oh, that's cool though. All right, yeah, I'll definitely try and improve my game for the next game, and get a little more sophisticated with that kind of stuff. All right, why is new builder goal? I guess I didn't have that set up, so we'll say int equals 0. Alright. And let's see. Alright, let me think about the best approach here. So I can kill that. Alright, so X, Y, Z. Is less than, what is it, W? Than that. I want to try Hack and Plan. It's a gaming specific Kanban software like Trello, and I think it's free for a bit. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I've used Trello on a couple of not on game stuff, but you know, just some of my animation projects. I think most of you know I've talked about it too much. I know, I'm sorry, but so I've been doing animation for just a gajillion years. So, and I still do that. I still do freelance animation work, which subsidizes the game development, which is why I'm not freaking out going, oh god, I gotta get this game out this second, because I know I have the animation to sort of like keep things going. But on some of the animation projects I've worked on, we've used Trello before. So I have a little familiarity with that piece of software. But yeah, Kanban is a new one. I've not heard of that one before. Hey, come on, man. I'm proud of myself that I actually have a Discord channel. You know, I mean, the older I get, the more I seem to be turning into a bit of a Luddite. Speaking of which, I guess I haven't mentioned this too. I think you guys pretty much know this, but and you see the message at the top there. If you're interested in trying out the game, I do have a beta that's available now for iOS, Android, and PC. The links are down below, but just in case, since we're talking about software, lousy segue, but I'll do it anyways. Oops. Okay, so my copy paste didn't work there. New builder goal equals 1. That's profound, isn't it, guys? There you go. All right. So there's the links for Android, iOS, and the PC. So if you'd like to try out the game, please give it a try. And at this point, less about feature stuff, you know, because I'm pretty much locked on that one. But bug hunt stuff, I'm definitely interested in. So if you want to go hunt for something, please let me know if you find any kind of issues and bugs. And then say else. 432.1. Let's see. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna do this different than what I initially planned. So I'm gonna knock this out. Sorry, this is kind of evolving on the fly. I realize that. I'm sorry, it's kind of hard to follow, but my thought process is kind of drifting. Logicality, welcome, man. How's it going, man? What C# project did you enjoy the most? Okay, I missed the question there. How do you plan to monetize? What C project did you enjoy the most? I'm not sure if you're talking about for me, because I'm just a mobile game developer, and I mean this is my 6th mobile game, but I'm not quite sure if you're talking about what I'm working on, if you're talking about something else. So you might want to clarify that question for me a little bit, because I'm not quite following there. Oops, I'm gonna take this out of remarking. But to go back to Paper Fan Games, how do I plan to monetize? I will show you here. Let me just throw something up here so it won't scream. You'll return null, like so, and then it'll quiet down. Oh, and it's still upset. What the heck? Alright, now it should be happy. Okay, let's try this again. So I'll show you. The way the monetization works in my game is it's a free-to-play game, right? In this day and age, unless you got someone famous slapped on the cover of your game, you can't charge for it up front, right? So free game, you play for coins, right? So if you play an online game, you can choose how much you want to invest in your game, right? Anywhere from 25 all the way up to 25,000, and of course I hit that insufficient coins, right? So I can't do that. And then if you run out of coins, then you have the option. That's pretty cool. How long have you been programming? I've been using Unity for your UI is very clean. Thank you. I did not create the UI buttons. Actually, that was something I bought, right? I'm not a big fan of doing the UI stuff, so that is not me. And I'm using NGUI to handle the actual UI stuff. I've been using Unity for 10 years, and self-taught, so my code is not fantastic. Although I've gotten some compliments, so I'll take that. So it's not terrible, but it's not classically trained. How about that? Been doing it full-time for 8 years, and then subsidizing it with the occasional animation job. So I still do animation work to keep the bills paid. I'm self-taught too. Nice. Cool. Very cool. So if you run out of coins, right, then you have a couple options. You can go up here, you know, kind of traditional sort of approach. If you watch a rewarded video, I'll hand you 25 coins, right? If you want to do an offer wall, hit that puppy, and you can get a bunch more coins by, like, you know, installing someone else's app or that kind of thing. I tried to install, but I got an error. Can't install app. I'm using Samsung S8. Error code 910. Oh, that's not good. So that was not on launching the game. That was just trying to do the install. Samsung error 910. That's scary. Okay, that's the first time I've heard anyone having trouble installing it on... Yeah. Okay, I'll have to look that up then. that, so that was a Samsung S8 Plus. After I installed the game from Play Store. Okay, so you downloaded it and tried to start it up, and it crashed immediately. Damn, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. All right. Okay, so let me finish this thought, and I'll do a little homework on that. Then I get the... Oh, so it downloads and then the error message pops up? Or it downloads and you try and start the game and you get the error message? I just want to clarify so I know how to try and do some hunting there. But, so yeah, so you can also get free coins every hour. Just hit that, boom, and then come back and get more free coins that way. You can also buy coins, right? And then this is the editor, so you get no values here. And then Play Store returns back to normal. Install button is there again. Wow. Okay, so it's something to do with the download and installation. Okay. So let's do a quick search on that. Go play install error 910. Let's see what it says here. Answer. Following tutorial. So install ADB, enable developer mode on your phone. Oh, that's crazy. I've been getting error. I ejected the SD card via settings, device storage. I didn't physically need to remove the card from the phone. What? Disable the Google Play Administrator. Enable a BlackBerry Launch Administrator? Alright, so I'm seeing a bunch of different things, but, yeah, hey, look at that, you post it and I just click on it at the same time. When it comes to smartphones, let's see. How to fix it. Clear Google Play Store cache and data. Oh, okay. So it may be a Google Play Store issue. Interesting. Well, that's encouraging. I mean, it sucks that it's not installing for you, but it'd be nice to know that it's not my app that's crashing burning. Try searching for Google Play and tap on it. Tap on storage. So there you go. So thank you, Hawk. That was a good find. Look at that. I went at the same time, man. Great minds think alike, right? So it may be something with Google Play that's acting up on you. Just something to do with the cache, it looks like. I mean, I'm not jumping for joy that it's, not me, but, I'm just thankful that is not the app that's, in theory, broken. So, yeah, Paper Fan Games. If you can give that a try, see if you can clear out I think it's if you can clear out the cache on the Google Play Store. See if that clears it up. I'd be curious, maybe if you tried installing a different app too, see if it does the same thing. But, excuse me. Oh, so coins. So as I said, you use those for playing matches, right? And you can also use it for changing out your icons, right? And you unlock those over time. The process is a two-step process. You play random matches and you win these unlock cards. And when you win enough, it will unlock the next card for you, right? So you have to play 4 random matches. You have to play random matches and get 4 cards. And once it unlocks, then you can buy it for 2,000 coins and you got it for life, right? And this is more just like if you want to like choose your personality, right? And then these you have to unlock over time. The way it works is you have to unlock the character, right, the villager, before you get access to their icons, right? So you do that, and then, let's see. So if we come back, you see that I've updated to this guy. I can change it. I like that. She's funny. She looks all stressed out. So if you come back, now I have that one selected. At Villagers, when the game starts, you start off with just this guy, right? Just the regular warrior character. And then over time, you can unlock these other characters. Same process. You play random matches, and you win the little unlock cards. And then you can purchase them with the coins, right? And then finally, we have the launchers, right? So that one, you start off with just the catapult launcher, and then over time, you can get unlock cards to get access to them. And these guys you purchase with gems instead of the coins. A little more rare, but the bonus, and it doesn't change the gameplay. on the villagers, you see there's a slight change in performance, but it's really minor. It's much more about being cosmetic. It worked fine, and I have an S7. Oh, cool. Okay. So it's just Google Play kind of messing with you, Paper Fan Games. Sounds like. But let me know. Excuse me. So this is much more a cosmetic thing, but each one of these characters has their own unique animations, so it kind of keeps that interesting. You know, I have my personal favorites. I dig the... oh, I need to change that too. Let me make a note of that. I did forget about that. Let's see. Wizard's robe. Robe in icons are still purple. Yeah, originally I had him with the purple robe, and I realized I need to change that. So if I choose him in the game, you see he's red or blue, right, depending on which side he's on. But this is an old relic that I have not updated. So I just made note of that. I'm going to fix that. That's on my list now. And then launchers. The nice thing about launchers is they have their own unique animations. I like the dragon. He's pretty funny. And then when you play random matches with one of these launchers, then you get bonus coins whenever you play a random match. So there's an incentive to unlock these guys. Hey, mate. Keep on. Us innies got to stay together, right? Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if you're ahead now, but if you are, dude, thanks for coming by and hanging out, man. Or are you just saying that because we're, like, trying to check out each other's games? But either way, thanks, man. And then, I think I showed this before, but in case you missed it, the level editor allows you to put the buildings wherever you want. Right now, I'm just toggling the random button, but you can clear it out and just put everything in place one by one. So you can just totally deck it out however you like. And I think it was Hawk that was busting me on the way the icons weren't, they were overlapping on top of the buildings. So, yeah, but then you saw me fix that one. So, that one's nice and pretty now. So, that's working nicely. And then once you get it all in place, let me get a layout I kind of like here. No. That's pretty good. You hit save. And then save in a slot, and then it's all ready to go. Yes. Yeah, that was you. Yes, you were the king of finding bugs. You definitely found some good ones for me. Thank you. So that's it. That's where the play mechanics come in terms of earning currency, and that's pretty much it. There's not a ton of depth in terms of what there is to buy, you know, but I'm hoping that sort of makes the game more inviting, that you're not overwhelmed with tons of stuff to buy. And to be honest, you don't have to buy anything, right? You can play the game with the base characters and just play fine, you know, and then over time, your ranking, I'm at level 5 right now, your ranking goes up, so that way, every time you play a match, you win more villagers, and when you get enough villagers, you bump up a level. So I do that to hopefully make sure that when you play matches, you're going to play someone on your same skill level all the time. That's the goal there. So, there you go. There's a quick rundown of how I'm going to monetize. Hopefully monetize. We'll see. My next game, which I'm still keeping under wraps for the time being, but the next game will be a premium app. I will be charging for it right off the bat because I will have a very noteworthy intellectual property attached to it. So, that one I will not be doing free to play for a change. I have not done a premium game for 8 years because back then there was no such thing as in-app purchase. So it's going to be an interesting thing to see how that plays. Let's see. Where do we leave off? Alright, so... we're down here. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, once again, sorry I don't have this really mapped out, but this is sort of just kind of a quasi-improvisational approach right now. But, okay, so we're at 10 o'clock. Okay. So I'm going to change this to X, Y, Z, and then else. We're going to send everybody home. Oh, no, I do need that. Okay. W. Either. Alright, so there's 5 possibilities. You can have anywhere from 1 to 4 villagers going out to repair buildings, or you can drop it back to 0 and everyone comes back to the launcher. So what I'm trying to set up here is a range based off of that. So let's see this. So that's good. And then we'll say while. Let's see. While total. Oh shoot! I gotta make sure I get the right thing here. For AI, I'm gonna switch that to AI blue. No. Just gotta make sure I send that to the right place. How should I approach this? Let's see. Back. Sorry for tipping out without warning. I got a random call from someone. No, no worries. Absolutely no apology necessary. I do the same thing sometimes too. Life happens, right? But yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. I'm still plugging away. You missed a bunch of talk about video games. Talk about Paper Fan Game was having trouble downloading the game from the Google Play Store. But it looks like Hawk was helping us out there, and it looks like he was having an issue just downloading apps in general. The error code was less about my app per se, and I think it was like Google Play was kind of goofing up on his phone. So hopefully that comes back, and hopefully that works for him. That's the highlights. And I'm still trying to work out in my own head the best approach to make this work in a more modular fashion. So, actually, I don't need him anymore, so he goes away. Oh, you know what? Return. I can do it this way. Oh, I did this before too. How do I return a final value? I can't remember now. Anyone remember off the top of their head how to do a enumerator return value? I have to look it up again. I did it once, but I did it a while back and I don't remember. Return value. Not from a coroutine. Because I am return result. Private run. No, I mean that's not what I want either, because I want to do it, but I want to do it selectively because I have these others that, that's not right. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let me look at it this way. Can I send 2 values? case 3. Let's do that. Bring them all home. Nope. Oh, my security system just went off. You hear the puppy in the background there? Alright. So we got the break in there. Okay. Do that. Otherwise... Pool. Yeah, my puppy's a little trigger happy on the barking there. Alright. So maybe I can do it that way. Nine. I think I'm getting some headway here. I just do a temporary new vector 4. 1. True. Really? You don't like that? Oh, I don't need the new, do I? One. All right. Okay. So that works. So then let me do that down here then. Red Villager. Okay. Bingo. If Red Villager, then we need to update. There we go. This is working. Change this to red. Oop. For builders. There. So this makes it nice and modular. So it'll cover if the bot is either red or blue. There. Good. Okay, so that's that part. Alright, so then we have either 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, actually, how do I want to calculate that? I should be able to deduce that from the other. So, okay, so I can get all 5 values. All right. This question mark equals 4 villagers. Question mark equals 0 villagers. Okay. So the random call, I'm guessing that was someone you knew, or well, probably. Actually, if it's a random call and you're talking to them a while, probably not someone that you a random I don't know them call. I normally don't have random calls from strangers that last for any amount of time. Let's see. Alright, just filling up the glass again. That's good enough. Alright, so I think I'm going to go to 11 tonight. That'll make a 4-hour worth of streaming today. But hopefully I can get this chipped out, at least the first section, and I can just add it to the others. So what do we got? So, all right. So is that one 0? All right, so that should work. And this is going to change depending on. Hey, Graybeard, you're still up. I thought old people went to bed early. Yeah, I've been doing the daytime shift, right? I don't know if you've seen that, but Graybeard, how's it going, man? It's been a while. But it says Graybeard. Yeah, but you know, I still think he's younger than me, so you know, he's still got me. You know, if I grew out a beard, it would be gray as well. But doing well, man. Doing the nighttime just because I picked up some animation work, and so that sort of killed my daytime shift. So I'm back to doing the nighttime, at least while the animation stuff is going on. But so yeah, just gonna do a few hours on the Monday, Wednesday, Friday nights if I can, if I don't fall asleep on you guys. I do usually go to bed early, but my 20-minute nap after work lasted 3 hours. Nice. Nice. Those are good, aren't they? I'm just going to rest for a few minutes, and then you kind of wake up and go, whoa, that was a lot more than a few minutes, wasn't it? Okay. So now, otherwise, process. Okay, so this is where I want this. Three villagers. Alright. Alright, so let me think about this. So now we're back to what I was doing before, which is if he has 9 buildings damaged, right? Let's see. You know what? I guess I don't have to do that. I guess I could just do this all in one line of code, can I? Check this out. I think this is going to work. This is getting messy, I know, but I'll clean it up once I get this formula worked out. So, I need 0 to... yeah, 0 to 100. And then that's going to get determined down there. Okay. Here we go. So 80% of the time, we're going to drop that to 0. We're going to tell all the villagers to come back 80% of the time. And then 10% of the time, 15% of the time, we'll leave one villager out. And then 95, so 5% of the time, we'll let 2 villagers stay out. You know what? I'll just leave it as... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it that way. And then 0, 3 villagers. And then 0% of the time, 4 villagers. That's the math we want right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. So we say new vector 4. Here you go. I'll wake you guys up. Here you go. I'll throw you some bombs just to... There you go. Wake up, everyone. No sleeping. Oof. Nice. Look at that. That works well. If you like start on the left side and just kind of go across, it just kind of like groups them all together and just gets them all tagged. And this is for Graybeard or anyone else that just came in recently. Check this out. If you do avatar, exclamation avatar. I've been just started watching Rick and Morty on Hulu. Yes, I'm that far behind. And I just downloaded a little Rick and Morty pack. So if you want to change your character into a Rick and Morty character, just do exclamation point avatars and then choose any one of those characters and you will be instantly turned into a Rick and Morty character. Like me. Alright, so Victor 4. And we'll say 80, 15, 5, 0. There. And then the other one we can just determine by subtracting that. So There he goes. So what I'm doing here, just to give you clarification, is this is for the AI determining how many villagers he's going to send out to repair buildings. Okay? And if he only has one building damaged, then, you know, he's really not going to want to send anybody out. You know what? I'm going to even change this. I'm going to make this, like, even worse than this. I'm going to say 90%, 95% of the time, he's going to just have no one go out. 5% of the time, he'll send out one villager. And the rest of the time, it's going to be pure 0. So I say 95, 5. Because this is the best player, too, right? So the best player is not going to bother sending out villagers when only one building gets hit, because that's kind of a waste of time. Even 5% of the time is kind of crazy. Change that to 97 and 3. So 97% of the time, he just says no villagers. 3% of the time, he'll send out one villager, if he's kind of nutty. And then 0, 0. Good. So let's go over to that, go to definition, random range. Let's see. And so that should be Brahma cheat sheet here. And kill this code, don't need him anymore. That's good. Alright. So 0 villagers. If it's less than or equal to that, then we say 0. X, Y. Then we get 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, all 4 go out. One, two. Let's see, it's less than or equal to. Zero to 100. Yeah, that should be correct. All right. Equal to 97. Let's see. 97. So I guess it would actually be 100, wouldn't it? Yeah. So let me do that again. So 97, 98, 99, 100. On which it'll never reach. So that would, because it's 0. So it's 0 to 96. 0 to 96. And this would be 97 to 99. And that's just 0 across the board. So these, in this case, will never happen. Alright, 97, 98, 99, 3. That's correct. 0, 96, and then that is 99. Because the value can only be from 0 to 99. Now we're golden. So 97% of the time, it will bring everybody home. 3% of the time, it'll let one guy go out. we're good. That is correct. Okay, good. So then we can create a formula for all these. Alright, so then we can lower this 8. It's still going to be pretty low. If he's 8, if you have 2 buildings damaged and you're an exceptionally good player, then I could see you sending out maybe 1 villager on the rarest of occasions, but not 2 villagers. So if that's the case, then I'll make this... I'll increase it to 95. So this will go 94. So 95% of the time, it ignores it, and then 5% of the time, it'll send out 1 villager. Yeah. 94, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep. And we have 7 buildings hit. Excuse me. Let's see. 7 buildings will increase it. Let's see. What did I do that? 5, 6, 7. I increased it by 2. So I'll do the same thing here. I'll drop this to 93 to 90. So this is dropped to 92. So 93% of the time, 7 buildings are down. He's still going to send out 0 villagers. Then I also have to consider, crap, how many the player has. No, you know what? I'll leave that. I think that's fine. If he has 3 buildings knocked out, oh, how about this? We say AI. So I need to do this for red and blue, don't I? All right, so if host, then the AI is a blue player. So then we'll say int total builders for AI is equal to, start off like that. Yeah. Alright, so I gotta make this modular so it'll work if the AI is either the red player or the blue player. So that's what I'm doing here. So then I can change this to total players. Alright, so definition, a villager. I'll do it this way. I guess I could pull it off of if it's the host down below too, couldn't I? Yeah, okay, so then we can just use this command. Sorry guys, this is still me just trying to figure this out as I go along. Go to definition. Oops. Really? There he goes. If not host. It's fun to watch. Cool, thanks. Thank you much. If we're not the host, then that means... oh no. Yeah. If we are not... If the player's not the host, then AI has the red buildings. So update that. So that's correct. Okay, good. So I don't even have to do this. I don't have to feed it if it's a red or blue villager, because we can figure that out just by doing a host check down below. So that's good. So that's one less thing to send. Like so. Right? In this case, there. So if all buildings are healthy, then I will bump this up to 100% because we want all the villagers to come back to the launcher, of course, because there's no buildings to repair. Alright, so this is coming together. This is starting to improve. Do I even have this anywhere besides that? New builder goal. Yeah, I have it down there, but not up here, so I think I can actually nuke this one. Alright, why do you hate this now? Not all code paths return. Okay, I'll fix that in a second. Hold on. Oh, you know what? I don't even have to anymore. That's right. I can change this back to a void. And take out the subroutine. Start subroutine command. There we go. Okay, good. Alright. So, this is starting to work now. So what we have, just to back up a little bit to give this some context. So, I don't even need this for Bluebot. Yeah, I guess I'll leave that just to keep it simpler so I don't have to do a bunch of separations. Alright, so this checks every so often. What do we have? Yeah, so every 1 second to every 2.5 seconds, it checks to find out the status of the AI's buildings. And if there's any damaged, then it does a check to see if it should bother to sending out villagers, right? And yeah, if it's equal to 10, then everyone comes home. Kind of redundant code, but it's not too bad to have there, right? So if a building gets hit or a building gets repaired, then it does an update villager selection check. So then we come down here, and then we figure out if we're blue or red. And then I can kill that. I know that works. All right, and then if we're all buildings are intact, we have 10 buildings, then just bring everyone home. If there's only one building damaged, and by the way, this is a level 3 player, which is as good as it gets, right? So this is the best AI. So if he has one building damaged, then 97% of the time, he's just going to say, screw it, 0 villagers. 3% of the time, he'll throw out 1 villager, right? Just to mix it up, so that way it you know, blends it, and maybe there's some players out there that will actually send out 1 villager just because he can. You know, he just likes, you know, he's OCD. He can't have one building, you know, not have a villager working on it. And then 2 buildings, then that number increases to 95% of the time. It's just no villagers, and then 5% of the time, he'll send out 1. And we just see that kind of gradually change over time until we get to 6. And then once we hit 6, then he's going to start looking at the opponents. So I'm going to grab this. All right. So if, let's see. Player building health is equal to 0. So health will be equal to buildings active, red buildings active. There. So we're grabbing the number of buildings that the player has intact. So once the AI starts taking more damage and has more buildings hit, there'll be a threshold where it'll decide if it wants to look at how many buildings the player has. Because, I mean, if the AI has like 4 buildings destroyed, but the opponent, the player, has like 9 buildings destroyed, well, then who cares? You know, you've almost finished, the AI's almost finished off the player, so there's no reason for him to send out villagers. That's the goal here. There. It makes sense once I show you this down here. So 6. So now we're going to have a threshold. Say if, what did I just call that? Player building health. Is greater than 7. Now let's see. We'll say if he's less than 5. So we're going to split this into 2 tiers, right? A 2-tier threshold of whether or not it's going to send out villagers. You know, so in this case, the bot now has 4 damaged buildings, right? So if the player has less than 5, that means he has 6 damaged buildings, then he's going to be more cavalier. We might even leave that at 7. So the same value with him. But if the player has like 5 buildings or less damaged, that means we're kind of getting at the same point. And now it's going to be much more likely that AI is going to send out some help to repair buildings. So we're going to say like 80% of the time he'll send out nobody. Yeah, because he's still, this is the best player, so he's going to be much more reluctant to send out villagers at all until he's like in dire straits. And then we'll say 10% of the time, 90% of the time he's going to send out 2 villagers. I'm going to bump that to 95. And then 99. So then 4% of the time he'll actually send out 2 villagers. 0. You know what? No, I'm going to boost that. 90. There. 80% of the time he sends out nobody. 10% of the time he'll send out 1 villager. And then 10% of the time he'll send out 2 villagers. So that's nice and even. Yep. I hope that makes sense to you guys. Alright. So I'm going to kill this because I don't need that anymore because I'm following along pretty well. I'll leave the first one just as a general reference. But then these I'm going to leave like this. Alright. So now we're going to get a little more interesting. Oops. If I grab the right stuff here. So now we're going to say AI is down. So case 5, that means the AI has lost 5 buildings. So now he's going to be much more skittish. So if the player is down, he has 7 buildings or more hit, then the AI is going to be still pretty cavalier about sending out guys. But I think what I'll do is borrow this one. So if AI has half his buildings wiped, right, but the player has 7 buildings, then he'll start thinking about sending out 1 or 2 guys. 20% of the time he'll send out 1 or 2 guys. But if the player now has more buildings and fewer damaged, then he's got to get more concerned about sending out more guys. So we're going to increase that. 0, 1, 2. 70, 90. So I'm going to drop that to 85. So 15% of the time he'll send out 1 guy. Excuse me. You know what? No. Okay. So as I said, so this is a situation where AI has 5 buildings and player has less than 3, has 2 or less, and then he's going to treat like that. But if he has more, I'm going to bump that up. 4 has 3 or less, then he's still going to be cavalier. But if we hit this point, then that means that we're pretty much on par, right? So that means both of us have like half our buildings left. So so 20% of the 10% of the time he'll send out 10, 20. You know what? That's still much. 15% of the time he'll send out 1 villager. 15% of the time he'll send out 2 villagers. So he's still feeling pretty cocky. Alright. Now AI is down to 4 buildings. Player has 2 or less. Alright. Now the AI is getting skittish. So 60% of the time, you know what? If he's down to 4, then he's got 3 left. So only half the time will he just leave all his villagers on the launcher. Okay? And then 5, 6, 7, 80, 5, 6, 7, 30%, 20% of the time, 20% of the time he'll send out 1 villager, and 7, 90%, he'll send 95% of the time. Okay, so at this point he's down to only 3 buildings left, including the launcher 4, right? So that means he only has 3 buildings left intact. Half the time he'll just keep on ignoring it. 20% of the time he'll send out 1 guy. 15%, that's still much. 25% of the time he'll send out 1 guy. 20% of the time he'll send out 2. And then 5% of the time he'll send out 3 villagers. Start getting desperate. Sort of grasping at straws. You know, I'm hoping that the AI plays intelligently. I hope this looks like a convincing way. I tend to not follow this myself. I tend to like wait until the last minute before I just start throwing guys out, which is kind of a foolish way to play, I think. So I may have to tweak these numbers up So he's more cavalier and sends out villagers not until the last minute, kind of like I do. 3-player has 2 or less. Alright. So now he's down to 2 buildings. We'll just raise all this up. 80. Oops. Down, I should say. 90. 99. Alright. So he's down to 2 buildings. If less than 2. Oh, wait a second. You know what? If he has less than 2. If he has less than 2, that means he has literally 1 building left, which means that it's only the launcher. So in that case, I'm going to take this back. This drops to 100%. So what I'm saying here is if the player building health is less than 2, that means all he has left is the launcher. All the buildings are down, right? 3D Code Warrior, welcome, man. How's it going, man? Hello to you. How's it going, buddy? Welcome. Just trying to beef up my AI in my game here. Just about got this done. So, yeah, so as I was saying, so in this case, the player is down to his launcher. All the buildings are destroyed. So at this point, AI should be going, screw it, bring everybody back to launcher so we can just boost the launching and, you know, hopefully get a faster time to, you know, take out the player. So I'm going to leave that same as well. Because there's no reason to leave villagers out there if you're going after his turret, his launcher, because then it's game over. But if we're damaged and we're down to 2, that means we only have 1 building less. So we're going to get more skittish now. We're going to say 25% of the time. 25% of the time, he's just going to say, screw it. I'm going to put all my guys into the launcher and just ignore all the damaged buildings. And then I'm going to boost this heavily to like 80% of the time. He's going to send out 1 guy. 90%, 99. Yeah. You know, no. Actually, I'm going to lower this. 60%. Maybe even 50%. So at least 2. That's good. So 90% of the time, when he's down to 2 buildings, he's going to have at least 2 guys out. Yeah, that's pretty good. Because he's still a good player, so he thinks that he's going to be okay. But then, if he gets down to 1 building, yeah, so this is perfect. So at this point, if we reach this case, that means that the AI has all his buildings wiped out and his launcher is vulnerable, right? But if we do a check here, and if the player's health is less than 2, that means the player is also had all his buildings wiped. And at this point, it's just mano y mano, right? It's launcher versus launcher. So in that case, he's going to keep all his villagers on the launcher to reload it as fast as possible. Otherwise, if he's got... I'm going to do a couple here, I think. Let's say else... less than 3. Then... let's see. I'll keep that. Otherwise... he's... alright. He's going to just send everybody out. 0. 0. Yeah. So that's going to force all 4 of them just to rush out, right, for the AI to repair. So, yeah. So here's the gist of this, right? So when we hit this case, that means that the AI is totally vulnerable. His launcher is ready to be attacked, right? Now he looks and he says, okay, if the player is also, his launcher is exposed and ready to be attacked, then just keep everyone on the launcher reloading it as fast as possible. If the player has 1 building left, right, then he's going to go ahead and send out a couple of the guys, but not all of them. But then if it's a situation where there's more, right, if he's down to his launcher and the player has more than 1 building standing, then he's going to go into panic mode and just send all 4 guys out to repair the building, right? Because he's like on the verge of getting destroyed. So as a last-ditch effort, he sends all villagers out to repair a building and try and repair a building as fast as possible before the player can hit his launcher. So that is the rundown. And let me see, I just added a ton of code, so let's see how much I messed up. No red, no red, no red. Boom, nice. All right. So, it's less than 0. Right. So, like we see here, right? So we send a vector. Actually, I guess I could do this as 0, couldn't I? If I want to be like really cool and slick. Right? Why not? All right. So if it's less than or equal to target value. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I want it to be -1. There. That'll be a full-on trigger. So he's never going to be less than or equal to all the way down. So it's going to default, and it's going to say new builder goal equals 4, and that means all 4 go out in a desperate attempt to try and repair the building as fast as possible. All right. Now the other question is, how often are we checking this? How frequently? We're going to check like every second to 2 seconds. Yeah. All right. That was a ton of code I just threw in there. I guess I'll just take a run at this and let's see how the AI performs. Excuse me. If it looks like it's working, then I'll consider it working. If not, I'll start throwing some debug logs in there to get some breakdown on that. My timing is good too, right 11 o'clock. All right. All right. So 1 building, he does nothing. 2 buildings, he does nothing. 3 buildings, he's still doing nothing. Hit the power up so I can cover my buildings in fog, just to make it harder for him. 4 buildings, he's doing nothing. 5, still nothing. 6. 7, he's still sending out nobody. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. Alright. He should send out at least... He should send everyone out right now, and he's not. Crap. Okay, so that didn't work. Let me find out what happened. He just sat there and took it all, didn't he? He was just like, no, forget you. I'm not going to send anybody out. Alright, so let's do an initial check. Check AI's villager selection. Alright, that's the first thing I'm going to check, just to see if that kicks off. It should. Excuse me, sorry. Crap, I thought that was actually going to work the first time. Oh, let me come in and maximize so I can see my code. My debug log. Look at that, it's not firing off at all, is it? Oh, no, there it is. So it's checking. Yeah, because it only checks when there's a status change. When I hit a building. Boom. There it is. Okay, so, yeah, it is doing it. I'll do one more. Yep. Alright. So let's trace through here. So we're doing an update check. So, total builders for AI. Oh, I'm checking the wrong thing, aren't I? Oh, idiot. That's the mistake right there. It's total buildings for AI. Total buildings for AI. Wow, that was a big mistake, wasn't it? No wonder it wasn't working. Alright. Red building's active. There. Processing AI villager update. There. Alright. Stupid mistake, but a pretty minor one. So, expand this a little bit, see if I can get the screen a little larger. And still keep the code visible. There it goes. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? Oh, let me clear the debug log. Boom. Oops. Alright. No? Oh, come on. Ah. It's still not kicking off. Start coroutine. Oh. Okay, per your skill level. That's why. I forgot I had that. Okay. So I'm going to just hard code this for a moment. That's my mistake. Because what I'm doing is I'm creating the AI in its best level, right? But my player level right now is like level 5. So it's way down low. So I'm going to just artificially bump this up. Yeah. There it goes. Okay. Third time's a charm. Check this out. Now we should see it at some point sending out villagers. The question is when. Alright. There's one building. Processing. There it goes. So it's doing the process now. And let's see what threshold it takes before it starts to send out a villager. No. No, come on, buddy. There it goes. So he's sending out 1. Alright, I need to delay that. He sent that out pretty fast. Alright, he should bump that. No, he's never bumped it. Oh, there it goes. He's just he just laid on the uptick. Nice try, buddy, but you're doomed. Boom. Okay. So it's a good start. They're going out, right? It was a little stepped, obviously. I think at some point he would have bumped it from just 1 to 2. So let me try that again. I'm going to go full screen since I don't need to look at the log now, since we know it's sending guys out. Alright, but this is still automatically an improvement over him just sending out 2 villagers automatically. That was always kind of crappy. Like that. Like that. Oh, I gotta hit this, otherwise he's gonna... I'll let him hit it. He'll knock me out. There he goes. Yeah, my guys are snoozing. So 12 seconds, I'm stuck. And he's just destroying me. Look at him. Look at that. 3 for 3. Jerk. 4 for 4. Man, he's on a roll. Oh, crap. Alright, I'll hit that one. Oh, jerk. I hate it when the computer plays better than me. There it goes. Okay, with the Cloud Bank, I literally can't tell if he's sent out more villagers or not, so that's kind of messing up my... Oh, he did. He sent out 2 guys, so that's an improvement. Oh, crap. He's going to beat me. Oh! Wow, that actually got really close, didn't it? Alright, so anyone that's been playing the game with me, right, or has tried it out themselves and played AI, it's always been a bit of a wipe. The AI has been pretty easy to beat because he always sends out 2 villagers right from the start, so his reload is half your speed. That one was a challenge because the AI was keeping the guys home up until the last minute. So that was close. Look at that. And well, like it says, whoa, a squeaker. So that was definitely a challenge. Alright, I'll try it one more time. And once again, this is AI playing at his best, right? So I may need to tweak the numbers a little bit so there's a little more range because it does feel like he goes from 1 to 4. Look at that, hit it right off the bat. And he sends out 2, check it out. Look at that, he's starting to feel like a human now. That's kind of cool. That's the goal. That's the goal. Just to mix it up, but in an intelligent way. Oh, that's so cool. Alright, just to be a jerk, I'm going to hit it. And he brings him back! Look at that. I was going to shoot him. Nice. There you go, buddy. Suffer. Boom. And he sends out 1 guy. And he sends out... Look at that. He sends out 2 now. Oh, and he's bringing them all back. He's desperate. Wait, why'd you bring them all back, buddy? And then he's doing his desperation. All 4. Too late, buddy. You're doomed. Nice. I don't know. What do you think, guys? Did that feel kind of like a human? Right? I mean, in terms of toggling between the different villagers, how many he wants to send out or not? You know, I guess I could create a flavor of it too, right? You know, I could just have some hard case, right? That is just determined that he's going to send out nobody until the last minute. But that's exciting. This is the first time I've seen the AI do a challenging match. I mean, I've been playing this for forever now, so I mean, I expect to destroy him, but now he's giving me a bit of a challenge. Oh, the jerk! Look at that! Crap, he's getting accurate on me. Okay. Oh, look at that! I'm guessing, but I'm still hitting. That's gotta be demoralizing. Oh, I missed that one. Boom. There you go, buddy. Catch a shot. He started sitting on all four and brought them all back. That's funny. That looked like a human right there. He like did it by accident or something. I could just like, look at that. I could just be a total jerk and just like keep wailing away on him. All right. I'll end the punishment. Boom. That was good. That was still like a fun match, I think. Which, by the way, doing that in a one-on-one is fine. But the way I just played the game, if I was playing online, I'm an idiot. Because if you see, you know, I destroyed none of his secondary items. And if you guys remember how the game plays, you know, you play for coins, right? So let's say that was a 100 coin match. And all I did was destroy his buildings. That means I only break even, right? I only get my 100 coins back. You know, I may have destroyed like one of his side items, so I get like 2 or 3 bonus coins, but excuse me, I just played this match and I won 2 or 3 coins. So that's not the way to play the game. So I'll tell you what, I'll play one online match so I can actually see the coins, and we'll get the AI here. There you go. So I'm going to play the bot. Alright, so now we see the coins. So now this is a more serious match. Alright. So now that it's twofold. My objective now is destroy everything on his island. Because if I destroy everything on his island, then I win double my coins. So even after I take out all his buildings, I'm going to start going after the little secondary items. Alright. And he still hasn't sent anybody out. Oh, you know why? I think because... Wait, let me check this real quick. Pause. No, it's doing processing. Let's see. He's sending nobody out. No, it didn't kick in. Alright, so the online game isn't kicking in this. It was just a one-player game. Ah, okay. So he's not sending anyone out. So he's never going to. I gotta go back to the one-player game. And I have to attach that to the AI bot game. Fletcher King, you said the game was already released, right? Is it doing as well as you would have hoped in terms of sales? Oh, no. It's released in beta. It's beta. It's not... The only people that know about the games at this point are you guys. I haven't advertised it at all. I've just put it out there for you guys. Excuse me. The goal is to finish up this list, right? And once I get these things knocked out, primarily AI. I want the AI plugged in, right? Then I'm going to do a new beta release, and then I'm going to start advertising it, right? And then I'll put it out there on IndieDB and, you know, all the usual sites, and let people know about it, right? And then let them play the beta, and then I'm going to work on the gameplay trailer. Finish the gameplay trailer, and then hopefully any last-minute bugs that any beta testers find, let me know, and I get those squashed. Gameplay trailer's done. I consider the game done, and then it goes out the door for real, right? And then I work on the advertising, all that kind of stuff. So once you finish this last bit of issues, you'll be focusing on the ad. Yep, there you go. Yep, we're on the same page. That's exactly the game plan at this point. But I'm excited because, you know, ever since I dialed in the AI has always played a stupid game, right? He's always just thrown 2 villagers out automatically. And now it's kind of weird to see him, like, think a little more. You know, it may not be perfect. I may still have to tweak it a bit, you know, to get it perfect. Oh, he just missed that one, didn't he? Just barely. Oh, you jerk. Oh, and I missed my shot, too. So now he's going to just wreak havoc on me. Check this out. Do you have a goal for the amount of sales to make in the first year that would be happy with? I don't know, man. I try not to throw those numbers out. You know, I try not to think. You you know, that's a tough question because, I mean, the amount of time I've put in, there's a year and a half worth of development, right? Stretched over the last 3 years. So, you know, that, you know, for me to be truly happy and feeling like I'm earning my own as a pure game developer and not as a subsidized game developer who does animation to keep the bills paid, it would have to equal a year and a half worth of my regular salary, which is not really, I don't know, I won't say not likely, but it's a challenge. For downloads, look at that. Holy crap, I'm sitting there talking away, didn't even notice the fact that he wiped my island. Wow. Wow. Okay, this is now a challenging game all of a sudden. That's cool. That's awesome. That's AI playing at his best game, and he almost beat me as I was chatting away. For downloads, I almost got beat. Almost got beat my own AI. I'm chatting away because usually I wipe the floor with him. When I beat him, you know, I usually have at least half my buildings or 3/4 of my buildings still intact. And I look down, it's like, whoa, no, that was dangerous. Downloads. I don't know. It would be nice, you know, it's a free game. It would be nice to see downloads that would reach at least in the 5-figure range. I would love to see that branch into the 6-figure range. I would love to be over 100,000 downloads. Technically, he is you because you created how it thinks. Yeah, but he's playing... Honestly, he's playing a slightly different way than I play. He's making more effort to send villagers out. I'm bad about that. Which is funny because I think once I start playing more people and I start playing this bot more, I'm going to have to adjust my own gameplay because I've been spoiled that I can just leave all the villagers back up until the last minute, which is a terrible way to play, I think. I think you have to be, if you're going to be really good at this game, I think you have to realize once you've lost like 5 or 6 or 7 buildings, you need to send one guy out at least just to get the ball rolling, right? So just in case they wipe all your buildings, that one guy can hopefully bring one building back and get your force field back online, right? And not do the desperation thing like I would do, which is wait until all my buildings are down, my force field's down, and I send everybody out in a last-ditch effort to just bring one building back online. So that's kind of funny. Oh, man. But there you go, man. I'm excited. I'm really excited by that, to see the AI up his game significantly, right? You know, and that's still, I haven't plugged in his ability to intelligently go after the power-ups as well. So in this case, the snooze would have been a good one to go after, even with everything down maybe, right? No, you know what? Even then, I think since his launcher is vulnerable, my launcher is vulnerable, I don't think you go after that power-up. I didn't. So in that case, no. But yeah, as soon as I get that dialed in, and then the nice thing is I now have a template, right? This code right here is deciding how the best AI should work, and I should be able to kind of back that down and, you know, up until the point of a beginner player who would make more mistakes, right? And maybe send out villagers, too many villagers at the wrong time, you know. So, but this is cool. I started off with a really broken set of code, but this is pretty clean now. So, you know, this is if you're sending out 0 villagers, if you're sending out 1 villager, if you're sending out 2 villagers, 3 villagers, and then all these combined together would decide if you send out all 4 villagers. So, for example, here's desperation mode. Oh yeah, I threw that in -1 just to be totally safe. Excuse me. So at this point, you know, he is the AI's launcher has exposed, and the other player has at least a couple buildings out, right? At least 2 buildings are healthy. So in this, he goes in desperation mode and just sends everyone out to try and repair a building. Someone is going to min-max this really hard. Oh, wow. You talking about like to reverse engineer how the computer is playing, or just a better approach on how to do the code on this? I'm not even sure which way you're leaning on that. But yeah, or a min-max. Oh, you're talking about to come up with the best approach, saying yeah, if then else, right? if you got this many buildings, then you need to do that. So I've had luck before too. I mean, my first game, Poke with Bob, was my very first game, and I didn't think about how hard it'd be to do the AI. And I did a similar kind of approach to this, where I just sort of came up with, I thought, what the initial numbers would be, and I just kind of tweaked it, right, over like the course of like a week or two, until it felt like Bob was playing kind of humanish, right? You know, he still plays a bad game. I make it so he kind of hangs into pots that he should be folding on. But, you know, because I didn't want him to play like some super poker champ, and I'm not a super poker champ, so I couldn't have done that anyways. But yeah, all I'm looking for here is an equal challenge. I want you to feel like, you know, if you win, you feel like, man, I just barely won that. That was a challenge. If you lose, you feel like, oh man, I can't believe you beat me, but that was so close. I don't want to be a situation where you beat him and kind of go, God, that was a waste. Or if he destroys you and you feel like, oh, that was unfair, man. The computer cheated. So that's that gray area. That's the realm I'm shooting for. And I think I've got it. At least for the, you know, for when the player is fully tricked out and he's playing the best AI. And I'll start dialing that down. I'll make a couple different iterations on that. Hopefully I find some time over the weekend to keep plugging away on that. And then I got to get prepped for next week's Game Jam, Global Game Jam, because I'm going to give it a very basic introductory to Unity to anyone that comes out to the UNLV Global Game Jam next Friday, a week from today, and hopefully get some more people hooked on Unity, because I love it, man. I'm totally on board with it. It's a fun program. I love the fact that I could just sit here and plug away and make a viable game, or in this case, game number 6 for me. So I'm stoked. But you know what? I'm gonna quit right now, because that is a great place to call it a night. Because I got it dialed in. I thought for sure I'd have more headaches than that. I had one incorrect variable reference, but after that, it seems to be plugging in nicely. 3D Code Warriors followed. Thank you, man. 3D Code Warrior, thank you so much for the follow, buddy. Appreciate you hanging out, and I definitely appreciate the follow. That's awesome. All right, guys. So I'm going to wind down here, but let me do the usual spiel to give you guys the info. In case you missed it, I know it's down below, but in case you did miss it, please feel free to try the game out. Very soon, I will send out an updated beta. Look at that, 3D Code Warriors now following. Thanks very much, man. Appreciate that follow. That's so cool. Here you go. So Android, iOS, PC. If you have any one of those, you can try out the game right now. Please tell me what you think. I'm not going to be adding any other features at this point. I'm pretty much feature locked. But if you find bugs, definitely let me know. Hawk has been fantastic. He has been a one-man wrecking crew in pointing out so many issues and bugs I've missed. So that's been fantastic. Him alone has been awesome. But you guys, please keep hunting as well. There's a couple things in the current one. The credits don't exist yet. They're there now. The sheep blat on the main menu when they shouldn't. That's fixed. But gameplay bugs that you find, please let me know. And I will hopefully kick out a new version very, very soon. And you guys can try that one out properly. But, so that's going to be it for tonight. If you want to chat with me outside of the stream, there you go. There's my Discord channel. So please visit me on Discord. Join my channel there and you know, ask me anything you want to, either about game dev or animation, anything else that you find interesting, or just want to talk movies or whatever. I'm big on that. Hey, Selechi, hey, thanks, man. You're still around. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging. So cool. I had a victory night. Isn't that awesome? I can't believe that all came together. I've been pushing that off for months, just because I didn't think it would come together. But I started it in the 1 hour lunchtime and then finished it tonight. And not finished, but it's working. That's so cool. So yeah, for me, like I said, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, normally my broadcast is 1 p.m. till about 4 Pacific Standard Time. But as I mentioned, I've got some freelance animation work that's kind of throwing my schedule off, so that's why I'm doing this nighttime as well. So I do like a lunchtime quicken broadcast, so I can at least keep that time slot legit. And then as long as the freelance work is going, that's a ton of progress. It is, isn't it? I can't believe that actually came together. I thought for sure I was going to be butting my head against the screen a lot, but I got lucky. That just kind of clicked into place. I'm thrilled. That does not usually happen for me. But yeah, so the freelance animation work is probably going to go on for at least another week or two. So I'm probably going to be doing this kind of split broadcast for another week or so. But regularly, like I said, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, starting at 1 p.m. And then next week, I will be doing the Global Game Jam, and I'm going to try and broadcast as much as possible. So I'll be on Twitch doing that. So if you want to see what it's like, I'll try and grab a bunch of the other people that are going to be there. I don't know how many people are going to show up, but I'll grab as many that want to volunteer and jump in front of the camera, and they can tell you what they're working on. But that'll do it for me. I'm worn. I've been up since like 7 this morning, so working the whole time, so I'm worn. But that's a good day for me. So let me just say thanks. Once again, thank you guys for hanging out with me. It's been a blast, and I joined the conversation. I love the game talk and all that stuff, and thanks for all the feedback. Thanks for all the input, and you guys make it so much better. So thanks again. Hope you guys, let's see, we're at Friday, so I hope you guys will come back on Monday, hang out with me then. If not, you can always watch the streams there, and I think I posted it, but in case I didn't, the older streams, you can find that on my YouTube channel. But that's it for me. I'm going to go ahead and wind down. But thanks again, guys, and I hope to see you again on Monday. Until then, adios.